Hello, good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening. One moment, I dropped something that I thought was my earphones, but I just saw them on the desk, so it's not that. I have a variety of chargers in there, and it's impossible to see in the dark if a cable is a USB-C or not. Let's see here. We got this. We got a kitty cat. Hi, Miss Kira. You wanna come sit? Of course you do. You already sit. Hello. Let's see here. We got these over here. We were gonna turn on World of Warcraft. We're gonna check in and say hi to everybody here. What else am I missing? I feel like I've skipped a few steps. Honey Bun, thank you for the 38-month resub. Hello, hello. Happy 38 months. Hope you're doing well. Always a great day when I get to catch a stream. Thank you, Honey Bun. And Cupcake Chaos back with a 45-month resub. Get to celebrate this 45-month anniversary with my dog trying to chase a skunk. Oh, that's scary. Hope your day is better than mine. Oh, I really sincerely hope for everybody's sake that your dog has not caught it. Oh, 100k points. Don't know what to do with them. Hi to everybody here. Hi. Hello, she did. Oh, no. Oh, man, I have so many questions and I'm afraid of all of the answers. My house now smells like death. Oh, no. May the tomato sauce be with you. That was like, I don't remember what children's program I learned that off of, but there was like an episode of Magic School Bus or Arthur or something where somebody got skunked and they had to get like tomato sauce to deal with it. Or tomato juice, I think. Man. Life skills, I suppose. Let's see here. It is 10 minutes after 9 and we were running around on Krabby here, who really does need a new transmog. This is just Slick's not doing it for me. Also, I need to turn my game sound on before I start freaking out that my headphones aren't working. Also, I have a really... I should put a piece of tape on it so that I can find it, because sometimes I lose the clear ones, and then I'm like, where did it go? And it's just see-through. I'm an adult. Get a little sound. Hi, kitty cat. How you doing? You sleeping at all? Have some nice breakfast? How do you do? I do all right. We're doing a-okay this morning. We're doing a-okay. Family used to like skunks. Only time this stank was mating season, but then we got cute babies. Oh. How come nobody told me Mop Remix was fun? Remix was a blast. Remix was really cool. I feel like, especially among our community, it was pretty widely considered to be fairly successful. A lot of us really liked it. I was in Remix for ages. I felt like I was still streaming Remix after like nobody cared anymore, but I wasn't done farming stuff. I want to go to the current event. I want to do the dailies. I'm starting to worry, and it's not a real worry, it doesn't really matter, but I'm starting to worry that I'm gonna run out of like vendor mog to collect with my Radiant Echoes currency before such a time as I have received the shield and offhand appearance. And then I guess also the cloaks. But the shield and the offhand appearance that I am aiming to get here. Good news is that even if I do get a bunch of surplus currency, I can still use it to help outfit my alts. I'm sure that I have like duplicate characters that could wear extra pieces and need more weapons and stuff. So like, not the end of the world if I do go over. But it would be nice if these things dropped earlier, especially because as soon as those two things drop, the shield transmog and the offhand transmog, then I am free and clear to log on to that hunter that I started leveling and do a little bit of that. I could take her in the zone and I could have her try to get, or I could take her through the Radiant Echoes event and have her attempt to get those cloaks that I don't have that... I don't know, I'm kind of giving up on them, which is weird because I haven't really tried yet. Oh, didn't even need to be there. Back on Mob Remix now. Re-downloaded Trove Tally. Nice. Let's head to Onyxia. Maybe have a bit of water. Staying hydrated, very important. Let's see here. Hi, Hazel. Hate another RNG drop for alt since weapon RNG drops in Remix are still... Got the one mount so far. Nice. Anti-remix. I'm sorry. That's okay. Hi, Hazel. Hello. How are you? Yeah. No one has to like anything. The most we ask of anybody is to try not to rain too hard in the parade of other people that are enjoying something. Why? You cannot buy leveling equipment with the currency? Yeah, I don't know. Always a joy to see Hazel. Aw, shucks, thanks. We're doing our best. We're up and at 'em. I got up early enough this morning to get like a good start and not be running late. I got out and I did a morning yoga practice, which went okay. I think I freak out the instructor because my face looks like I'm trying real hard because I'm trying real hard. and they keep being like, it's not that serious. And I'm like, okay. I just have resting intense face. I'm sorry. It'll chill out eventually. Want my remix character to be released. I want to start playing her in retail. Yeah, I get that. Wish the shields could drop for max level tunes. That also would have been nice. Do you have an add-on that shows you what transmog you need from tier tokens? I think that all the things can do that when you have account mode on. Like you mouse over the tier token and it shows you the different pieces that you need. It's extra annoying because sometimes it will be multiple pieces for one class because you could click the piece to turn it into tier, or you could trade it at a vendor to turn it into PvP gear. I don't know how many raids that's true for, but it seems true for at least a few of them, and it drives me nuts because it means I have no idea what's going on. So all the things I believe shows me that when I mouse over the relevant tier piece. The other thing that you can do is if you want to be just like extra sure you don't want to use an add-on for it, you can go to your sets tab in your appearance collection. You go to your sets tab, find the raid in question. So if I was looking for like Nighthold, I could search up Nighthold. It's a bad example because the tier doesn't drop there. But anyway, you can then change your class. So you could kind of like click through them, and it takes a little bit of doing, but you could click through them and then see what pieces that you have and don't have. I only just found this drop-down menu yesterday, but it's awesome. Oh, welcome raiders. Thank you very much. Quota Lunaria. Cabbage Patch has arrived. Welcome. You should tell them that resting in tent space. Yeah, I'm trying to make sure that when I go there, that I'm not trying to make any excuses for anything, even if it's something like really silly like that. Like I'm trying to remind, because it's like very, very instinctive for me to be like, oh, I can't do this thing because of this reason. Oh, it's because I'm new. It's because I'm sore. It's because I'm tired. And I'm making myself not say any of those things and just shut up and do my best, basically. Like whatever that best is, no one's gonna kick me out for not doing it well enough. I just need to try my hardest, whatever that is. How goes the farming? Not too bad. We just got started for the day. We've only been live for about how many minutes? 13? 13 minutes went kind of fast. I guess 5 of them were the countdown. I'm hoping to get some of these low-level pieces, a recruit's shield and offhand, and I haven't been lucky yet. But we only need to be lucky once for each thing. Those are some cute emotes. I love the animated ones. I would like to do more of those one day. Sounds like a nice idea. Miss Kira has really settled in. Both Kira and Moose were very cuddly this morning. If I was a little late, it's because I was having my coffee on the couch and Moosey was snuggling me and he was like sleeping on my leg and it was so cute and I was like, how do I get up? He's my fuzzy little teddy bear. Aaron gave me a new program for the next 6 weeks. There is no doubt from my face that I wasn't trying. Oh my goodness. Oh man. Nothing like a new challenge. They were asking me if I was ready to try the next couple poses and I'm like, no. I'm still trying to remember these ones. I am not ready to move on. Try again. Maybe we'll try it. Maybe we'll look into it like one day. Let's say one day. One day's good. One day's not now. Unspent talent points? Unoptimal gaming on my twitch.tv. My goodness. Especially when they're dreaming and moving their paws. He sleeps on his back and he just like smooshes his face onto my lap and then all of his feet are up in the air and then he's just like bouncing them around because he's dreaming. It is so cute. At least the starter mode will tell me where to put my talent points so I don't have to think for myself. I did not log on to WoW this morning so I could have a think. Brain still go intrigue. Dogs are the best when they do that. Lucy's so cute. Such a sweetheart. Imagine if humans did that. I mean, I've never seen myself sleep because typically when I'm sleeping, I'm asleep. You can quote me on that. And I don't know. I've never recorded it. So for all I know, I sleep in the exact same way. It could be true. It could be possible. Signed up for adult ed line dancing. Now I'm thinking, why did I do that? Oh, I'm so happy you did though. I felt when I first signed up to go do my thing, I was like ugly panicking for like the entire time until I actually went the first couple times. And now I'm really happy that I did, but like it's gonna be a little awkward, a little uncomfortable for a minute, but it'll even if you go and you hate it and you hate everything about it, you'll still be better off for having gone. And I doubt you're gonna hate everything about it. It sounds really fun. I don't wish to see myself sleeping. Yeah. I don't want to know if I snore. I think I do snore a little bit. But my partner snores a lot, so so it's even. It's fair. I sleep with earplugs in, so it's more or less fine as long as they don't fall out. Are you farming the memories for the rewards? I want to buy everything off the vendor that doesn't drop for me, basically, so that I have all of the vendor appearances. And then if I have extra memories after that, because I might if the things that I'm farming don't drop for me in time, any extra memories that I have, I figure I'm just going to buy like extra duplicate gear that I need copies of for multiple alts to wear leveling in the War Within. I imagine if you did, someone would have told you. Never tired of looking at my cat when she naps. It's just the sweetest thing. I gush every time. No one can take a nap quite like a cat. They're so good at getting cozy. Going with a friend. Old friend's teaching it. Yeah. Snores cancel each other out. That's totally how it works. Is this event good for leveling? Yeah, it's good. It's not quite as fast as Remix, but it's still quite good. And as a benefit, you'll be getting currency that you can use to buy like endgame catch-up gear. Plus, you might even get a few pieces of catch-up gear while you're leveling. And there's a couple of appearances that you can only get while doing the events on an underleveled character, so works out. Bit of a slog at lower levels, gets better. Yeah, I'm interested to see how it feels once I'm in kind of like the 60-ish. I'm at level 37 right now. I started the event 2 days ago at level 13, and my current slash played is 3 hours and 21 minutes. I would say maybe like a good half hour of that was before I started doing the event, so 3 hours in, 13 to 37. It's not crazy, but it's fine. It's not bad. I'm also not joining groups or trying particularly hard. I'm just kind of doing like the laps, so to speak. Looking to get into World of Warcraft. Never played an MMO game before. Mostly play Pokemon games. Any tips? It's a very big thing with a lot going on. And the advice that we usually give to people that are brand new is to not be in a super rush to figure everything out at once because it's such a big game, and don't let anybody pressure you to know everything. I like to bookmark Wowhead. It's kind of my go-to companion site for looking things up. So if I am confused about like an item or an NPC or a quest, I can search the name on Wowhead and there'll be comments there that help me figure out where I'm going. But generally speaking, just take it slow, have fun. Don't feel like you have to have it all figured out at once. And yeah, get yourself a browser bookmark for wowhead.com. That'll sort you out. Grandmother has a big picture on the wall with a towel shelf behind it. Kitty would jump up onto the stand, pry open the picture, and snuggle up in the towels. Aww. These guys almost back to work, more or less. Is this on Steam? No, it is sold through Blizzard's through Blizzard directly. They have their own launcher. They have the BattleNet launcher. It's the same program that handles Hearthstone and Overwatch and I guess other stuff too. Yeah. No idea what to tell someone new. No idea how that experience goes except for Day9's excellent video. Yeah, a lot of people will not have, it'll have been so long ago since they started that they'll forget everything that they've learned. So sometimes, I know when I was new, people would try to give me advice and I would be like, I'm missing all kinds of context for this thing you're trying to tell me and I don't understand. And at the end of the day, you just kind of, you know, keep playing if you're having fun. You'll figure it out as you go. Especially if you know where to like look something up if you're a bit lost. Yeah, Call of Duty apparently. None of us WoW veterans had it all figured out right away. It took some years, in fact, I would say. Yeah, everybody was new once. Everybody was new once. 50 to 70, pretty quick. Pretty quick. Pinging pretty regularly every couple of memories. Who would have thought COD and WoW would snuggle up on the same launcher one day? I remember there was some amount of, I don't know about outrage, but there was some amount of talk when they did put Call of Duty on the launcher. People were joking that we were going to have a bunch of crossovers, but I think that just happens every time that anything happens on the company level, as we joke that it's going to immediately invade WoW. Hasn't really been a big deal. It certainly has not convinced me to play Call of Duty, so if that was the goal, then they've got a little more work to do. Biggest beef with WoW is all the items you get, you have no idea what they're for, have to Google them. Yeah. Jacob, 156651 with a 37-month resub. Thank you very much. We did get a Diablo crossover. They do crossovers with their own, with Blizzard IP. I don't know if we've ever had like an actual proper event tie-in that was more than just like a reference name to something that wasn't a Blizzard IP. Would you okay COD if you got a pet for it? I mean, if it's one of those things where you just have to do something for like 35 minutes and then you get a pet, then sure, yeah, I would install it and then uninstall it again immediately. I'm not anticipating having a big Call of Duty phase of my life. It just doesn't sound like me. I understand it involves shooting, and it's just never really been my style of game. Mentioned about a transmogger mount you could only get by playing COD. Yeah, I mean, we got the mount for playing Heroes of the Storm. That was a fairly big departure from WoW. We suffered through enough of that to get the flame saber, the primal flame saber. You did shoot someone Overwatch. I did. Although I primarily tried to play heroes that did not need me to shoot anybody because the shooting was not wildly happening. It was going all right. Overwatch feels like so long ago to me. It feels like it's like it came and it happened and then it's over, even though I know that on some level some people must still play it. But it just feels so much like the past to me. It's the Battle.net launcher, the Battle.net launcher. If you go to worldofwarcraft.com and you go and they'll funnel you right into it. If you look into downloading the game, they'll walk you right through it. They won't let you miss it. I miss Overwatch 1. Subnautica has no firearms at all. They dumped so many resources into it, don't even know how it failed. Every now and then I kind of reminisce about how into Overwatch League I was during the first season. I was so into it. I would watch almost all of the games. I would certainly watch all the games for any teams that I was rooting for. It was so fun to watch, and then also a bit to play, and then I was a little less into the second season, and then I just never thought about it again. I don't know exactly what went wrong. It might have been the meta. They had kind of a stale meta in the competitive OWL scene for a while that made it really not that fun to watch. But, I don't know. Something killed it, and it's real dead to me now. I hope that if people still enjoy it, then they're having a great time. I miss Tribes Ascent. I have also never heard of that. As someone who's played Overwatch 2, don't play it. Yeah, I think I'm safe to sit that one out. We would like a shield or an offhand. Would be great. Tribes the game with big mechs that could ski. What's still going strong? 20-year-old game. What if WoW is living off of pure spite? What if every time someone on a forum somewhere says that WoW is dead, the game, it's like a subathon, the game just like gets another week. And it's just, there's been people saying it's over for so long that it'll just never die. It'll just hang on out of raw spite. That's kind of cool. I got a staff. A little 2-handed staff. I guess I can pop that on. Oh, it doesn't really matter, actually. I've got heirlooms on. I think Holly's done a lot for the game. Holly's leadership. Does that imply we're playing it out of spite, too? I'm here out of habit. I don't know why you guys are here. I'm just here because this is where I live. This is home. I have minimal expectations, and it helps me be happy all the time. Is it really 20 years old? Yeah, I think when is the WoW 20th anniversary? Yeah, it's because it came out in like, what, 04? Or was that beta? I don't know. I think we're getting 20th anniversary this year. November? Please continue to be happy all the time. I'm here out of fun. WoW is dead. The entire genre is. I think there is a reasonable argument to be made that the entire MMO genre has fallen pretty solidly out of vogue, but it's got enough life in it to sustain itself at this level. It doesn't need to be the big thing. I don't even know what the big thing is right now. I know for a while it was Fortnite. I know for a while it was like the PUBG and Rust thing. I might have those out of order, but like the Battle Royales had a moment. Man, I keep getting the axes. I don't know what people are playing. Valorant? I don't know what the it game is. I wonder if modern media has just caused gaming in general to kind of fragment and be a little less monolithic. Continue to think WoW super fun, which is why I stay. Plus, there's always something new coming. Like, they've done such a good job of making there always be something around the corner, especially through Dragonflight. Like, the release cadence was really good. So I've always kind of had this feeling of, like, if I don't like the current version of the game, which doesn't happen very often because, like I said, low expectations. But if for whatever reason I don't like whatever's going on, you know, you wait a minute, they do something else. There's something else to do. Co-op games tend to be more popular. Chained together. TikTok is the new it. Nobody plays games anymore. We just watch little videos. Don't understand MOBAs. They don't seem fun to me. Or they're enough to sustain it for the next decade. Willing to bet? Yeah, I think so. COD, Fortnite, LOL. Don't think anyone dethroned the kings in a while. Minecraft had a resurgence. Minecraft had like its original moment back in kind of like 2010. Was like, I mean, obviously it was around before then, but it had like a big popular moment because I remember I was like 19 and like the 12-year-olds were super into Minecraft. And then a number of years goes by and then we get to a couple of years ago, like sort of the early 2020s, and Minecraft had another big moment. Good for them. Why is Minecraft not on the launcher? Microsoft, get on it. A lot of people playing Street Fighter right now. Oh yeah, Roblox. I forgot about Roblox. Roblox trends. I guess I'm speaking out of my butt. I have no data. As is tradition on Twitch, I am making up facts based on something that I heard somewhere. But the vibe that I get is that Roblox trends young. That it's very big, but it trends towards kids. I'm sure there are adults that enjoy Roblox and that engage in it. And I know it has like a big kind of like creator community. Like a lot of Roblox game modes are community created and driven and stuff, which is cool. But yeah, I don't know much about the actual function of it. Popular kids specifically, teacher friends tell me. Yeah. Five Nights at Freddy's had a big thing in 2014. Minecraft is the most popular game on YouTube, more than Roblox. Yeah. Minecraft has, there was like a clique of really popular Minecraft video creators that had like a very strong following. I think the Roblox audience is a little bit more fragmented. Did you buy early access? Yeah, I did it with WoW Gold. I got the Epic Edition with WoW tokens. I dropped a couple million gold. I think it was about 2.5 million gold. And I bought tokens and I got the Epic Edition that way. Funny meme type vibe to play, but a lot of people actually play for fun. It's all about dress to impress right now. That is the game mode. What is dress to impress? Is it like the Trial of Style but in Roblox? We're only 2 weeks away from early access. Yes, you have to try it. Literally Trial of Style, but in Roblox. Listen, I can't dress up if it's not with WoW Transmog. I can't even dress up in real life. There's a reason you see me in the same t-shirts every day. We're going this way. I'm level 40. Wow. freaking legend in regards to using gold to buy it. It's crazy going so fast.
These echoes must
Arguments anger over the early access being the real release day since it's before the weekend. Yeah, I am 100% sympathetic to that. It's I have said, and I will continue to say, that charging, especially on the most expensive edition, for 4 days of early leveling, I don't care if you don't get a gameplay advantage. We know it's not pay to win. That's not the point. No one's, you know, it's about playing with the community when everybody goes in. It's about expansion launch hype. It's about not feeling like you're left out when everybody else is like hosting all-night gaming marathons over the weekend and you're like, I'll see you Tuesday. And I think that they will continue to do it because it will have made them buckets of money. And there's no reason for them not to. Like, the backlash that they get does not outweigh the absolute Scrooge McDuck piles of money they will have made off of doing that. And on some level, I'm rooting for anything that makes WoW profitable because I want it to stick around forever and ever, but, like, I will say that's gross. Easy method to give your disappointment a voice. Very few people actually would cancel their sub over it, which is why they'll continue to do it. And I'm like, I'm not any better. I'm not quitting over it. I bought the darn thing. It doesn't matter if I bought it with tokens or not. It's still money to them. It's somebody's money. But yeah. Stinky. World of Warcraft really likes the FOMO RPG path. I mean, if it makes money, it's basically sometimes things that make them money will be controversial. Like when they first introduced the cash shop, a lot of people were saying it was the death of the game as we know it, and maybe they were right. But like, they're gonna weigh out how many people are going to quit, how bad is this backlash going to be in terms of our bottom line versus how much does this other thing add to the bottom line. At the end of the day, they're not a company with the intent of bringing joy to the children across the world. They're trying to make money. So if they will not upset you so badly that you leave forever, or, you know, they upset 5 people so badly they leave forever, but then 7 people actually give them $100 each, it's going to be a pretty easy call for them. It's not that every game is going to do it, but there's not a strong incentive for a company to not do it when it works. And the more times that different companies do it, the more it's just like, oh, it's the industry standard. That was the excuse Blizzard gave, was everybody else is doing it. We've noticed our peers across the industry successfully using this thing to get, you know, like they had some awful spin that was trying to make it palatable. And the more times it happens, the less we're going to care about it, because people only have the memory to be mad about something so many times and for so long. Eventually, it's just not interesting anymore. You know, they've been mad about that. They're kind of out of energy, and they either quit or they move on. I'm a little... I wouldn't say heated, but that was a lot of words. I'm tired. I need the coffee. Yeah, I think those tactics are not going to be completely widespread across the board, but they're only going to get more common. It's like trying to find like a good mobile game that you can buy one time for like under $5 or less and then never have any kind of subscription or in-game purchase. It's like a developer certainly can make it that way, and they can probably make money doing it that way, but like... It's like accepting 5% and turning down 95% of your possible gains for your principles. Some people are going to do it. A lot of companies, especially if they're publicly traded, cannot or will not do that. Few things trigger my dopamine, like my bread machines. I'm finished, peeps. Aw. It smells so good when it's baking too. I've been meaning to make bread, but I've just been kind of busy. But I need to feed my starter because it's been a while, and I'm sure it's fine because it's pretty tough and it's in the fridge. My fridge is pretty cold, but like, I should probably look into it. Delicate dance of companies to see how much they can get away with squeezing from players without frustrating them such that they leave. Yeah. It's possible that if everybody gets scummier and scummier all together, and then a new company hits the scene and does things in exactly the way that gamers want, and also nails everything about the presentation and the release and everything, that they could use that frustration to pull a lot of people towards their product. it does leave kind of a gap there, but that's such a hard thing to do that it's not necessarily super likely, and it doesn't always last for a super long time. I remember one of the reasons people were citing Baldur's Gate as being so successful is because it was a game that you could just buy and then play, and then not, you know, not be cash shopped and nickeled and dimed and monthly subscription to death. It was a big selling point for the game, was that it kind of reminded you of back in the day when you could just buy a game and then be done with it. Love Stardew. The perfect example of what a video game is / can be from an indie dev versus a company. Yeah. It probably also helps that because Stardew is such a small team, it was originally just the one guy, and I know he has people now to help him localize and to help with stuff, but like your overhead is a lot lower when you stay small like that, which gives you more room to both be magnanimous and not monetize people to death. And it just gives you more wiggle room in general because you have a lot more space before you become unprofitable because you're not paying as many people. It's a bit trickier when you have like a huge company with a lot of lights to keep on. Not saying that Blizzard can't afford to keep the lights on, they certainly can, but you don't have to buy games at big studios. This is true. As time goes on, occasionally every now and then someone realizes that you don't have to play games at all. There are lots of different ways to spend leisure time, and that this is not mandatory. It is not something that you have to do in your life. Stardew stresses me because of the time days. I'm playing a Stardew save now, and I keep missing things that, like, I'll forget to do something in season, and then I'll be like, oh, when's the next time I can do that? And it's like 3 seasons from now, and I'm like, oh man. But then I just kind of like get nothing that you're gonna like lose time for. It all kind of comes back around, and also there's always something to kind of do. So I'm trying not to stress about it too much. But yeah, I feel you. I pause the game a lot when I'm playing solo by opening menus, so I can like think about what I'm gonna do next, or you know, it's nice that the time at least pauses while you're managing inventory. When I was playing multiplayer, where that's not the case, in multiplayer Stardew, the clock ticks down, even if you have like a window open because there's more than one person on the server. That was hard for me because the game was going a lot faster because I wasn't pausing the game all the time. A day would take 15 minutes instead of like 30. Thinking of delightful indie pixel graphics. Sea of Stars also a joy. Just saying. Animal Crossing was 4 years ago. All I can say about WoW's future is that Chris Metzen's back. He is. I'm always a little bit, not cautious, but I'm always a tiny bit, I guess, reserved when it comes to the hype that's generated around, like, cult personality devs like that. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with Metzen or that he's not good at his job. He seems great. But I think it's a huge amount of expectation to say this one person is going to turn around this entire game or company or whatever. I think that it's possible that it's true, and that would be great. But a lot of times people, it's just kind of human nature to like attach a lot of meaning to like a specific face and name person you see all the time. And we see it with devs and people that are in the spotlight all the time. Back when Josh Allen, when Lore, he used to do all of the Q&As, he was a community manager, and people used to get like so angry with him for like nothing because they didn't like the answers that they were getting, even though he was literally just facilitating the devs sharing their views and stuff. But he was a publicly visible face. He was in all the Q&As, and people just kind of attached a lot of feelings to that, the same way that you'll hear people talking at length about like Ian because he's kind of the face of the game. I'm sure people do it about Holly too. We got the shield. I've been less online since she came into power, which I think is good for me. So that's perfect. That gives us 2 shields because we'll have the Horde version as well. I still need the offhand. But the shield is good. We are set there. Huh. But yeah, when people talk about like, you know, this CEO or that like executive dev coming or going and how this is going to change everything, it's like, well, maybe. It's a pretty big organization. Although I don't have a huge amount of skill or energy for speculating about the future in general because it's like nothing that I guess is going to matter. I'm I'm not the kind of person where if I guess something and I'm right, I'm gonna like remind you every day of, do you remember that time that I said something and then it happened? I'm smart. I'm not really gonna do that. And on the flip side, if I guess and I'm wrong, it's like, well, like we don't know anything. We can, I guess it's fun to speculate, but it's not really that fun for me anymore. I'd rather just kind of play the game that's in front of me, and then whenever something new happens, I go, whoa, time to play that. Offhand book, ancient quest in lures. Yeah, probably. I guess I should make sure that I still need it. Yeah, recruit sturdy tome. I do still need it. I do still need it. The tome itself is Horde, but if you loot the Alliance offhand, it will give you the matching appearance for Horde, so you don't need to be on a Horde character specifically. Before him, Ghostcrawler? Yeah, exactly. It's just a big talking point. People love a scapegoat. Medicine, this is exactly why I was having panic attacks. Hope the culture has changed enough to foster a place that respects mental health and well-being. Yeah. Yeah, at the end of the day, everybody is human, and people are going to have successes and they're going to make mistakes, and it is really hard to accomplish anything in a huge pressure cooker where people are expecting you to take the whole weight of the company on your shoulders and turn everything around. So I hope that he's not taking that on himself. I don't think he has any reason to. I think if other people put it on them, then that's just them being a bit dumb. And that you can't try to live up to unrealistic expectations that you didn't ask anybody for. But I just hope everybody's happy. Can you loot the offhand as a shaman? I would assume so. It's a caster offhand, so if I'm resto or alley loot spec, should be fine. Grinding for one more cloak. Plot twist, Metzen was a paid actor. Pre-patch reward vendor located? There is one in Dalaran, in Legion Dalaran, in the middle by where the portals are. If you go to the middle of Legion Dalaran, there is a Draenei there that will sell you all this stuff. There are also vendors in each of the 3 zones, but they'll only have one of the 3 pets. They'll have all the armor. Salem 069, thank you for the 4-month resub. Whoa, let's go. Only seen 1 cloak so far, done lots of events here. Yeah, the cloaks seem like they're definitely the hardest thing to get. I don't know if I'm going to run myself ragged trying to get them. I'm hoping to get the offhand. That would be really nice. I'm glad I got the shield. Pleased with that. But if I get the offhand, then I can bring my hunter out here and I can level. But if I hit 70 on that new hunter, who is currently only level 9, so she can't even come out here yet. If I hit 70 on that new hunter and I don't have all of the cloaks, then I'm just not going to get them. That's about as much effort as I'm willing to put into it. The shield's nice. I'm just a sucker for like a limited time availability thing like this. If I didn't have it already, especially if I'm not doing anything else. Like if I was traveling and I was out of town right now and I just couldn't get on to play, I don't think it would bother me at all. I don't think I would lose sleep over missing the chance to get this Mog. But because I have time to play, I'm pretty happy to farm it and to try to get it in my collection. Pre-patch event should last right up until the expansion launches. Oh, I got a Ravager's Cloak. Is Shaman going to be the best class? I do not know. Wish there weren't so many duplicates. The duplicates of the recruit gear are kind of burning me because those don't do me any good. When you're farming the event on a max level character, at least the duplicate Dalaran Defender's gear, you can use it for all of your ults and stuff. I wish I could get the cloaks on a max level character for that reason. Leveling delves should be available right away in the zones, I think. I'm not 100%. Endgame delves won't be available until later. A little bit later. What do you do besides streaming? I am a full-time content creator. I do YouTube and streaming, and between those 2 things, that is my full-time occupation. Oh, I got some gloves. Probably put those on. My non-heirloom gear pieces are getting kind of out of date here. Resto Druid could be the worst class in the next 10 expansions and I'll probably still made it. Yes, I'm spiteful. Why do you ask? That's how I feel about any class that I'm playing. I just, I would take it one step. I won't even find out. I would rather not know. I don't even look at class balance sheets and, who's bis and parsing the best in any given raid because it doesn't matter to me. I don't, like, if my class is doing bad or I got a bad nerf that, like, messed up our numbers, I don't want to know. Because chances are, if I don't know and nobody tells me, I won't notice. I'll just do my best and I'll go, well, that's my best. And then the boss probably dies because we're not a mythic raiding guild. We're doing heroic. And then the day's over and you get to go to bed. I would never notice. If anything, and I notice myself doing less damage, I'll just think I have to try harder. And then I become a better player. Or I get existential, but you know, one of the two. Those nerfs will always be in your mind. Yeah. It's a bit masochistic, but I don't like anything to blame but myself for any, I don't know, limitations I'm running up against, because if I assume that it's all under my control, then I will continue working to improve whatever it is. But also, like I said, I'm not that competitive of a player. It's not important for me to be crazy good. It's nice if I'm pretty good, especially if we're progressing heroic and we're taking a little bit of time through progress. It's nice if I can kind of pull a little extra HPS and carry a little bit, but it's not necessary. No one is making me do that. No one's expecting me to do that. In a few months since I last caught one of your streams live. Dealing with health stuff. Have a cardiac MRI today. Oh, good luck. I hope everything goes all right. Also, what do you mean Krabby wasn't available name? Someone was saying that they're going to do another name release when The War Within actually comes out. So on launch day, it's not a bad idea. And I don't know if it's early access launch day or proper launch day, but it's not a bad idea to just like poke around and see if there's any names that come available that you want. It was around an expansion launch, maybe Shadowlands, when I got Boy. Also, did I ever do the weekly in this zone? Oh yeah, I must have, because we're still only in the first one. Hi, kitty cat. You still have Boy? Oh, I still have Boy. Boy has survived all alt purges. Oh, I guess it doesn't really matter. I want to change her transmog, but I'm in a pirate costume for a while anyway. We should get girl too. What if I need man? It's for when Boy grows up. I'm looking forward to watching breaking in the Olympics in the next couple days. We got B-girls first and then B-boys. And I was wondering when, like, if there's a point where you become such a good breakdancer that you level up and you become like a B-woman and a B or a B-man. When do the B-boys become B-men? Man will be your first human male alt. Got a paladin named Party. Party. It's good. Names are free at launch if the account has not been active in 2 expats. Told my friend I would go to download it. He wants me to come over to his realm Moonguard. Why does he keep laughing so hard? I'm so lost. I bet he's happy that you're played with him. The early areas of Moonguard do have a bit of a reputation, but it's also a popular server that people certainly play on properly. There is an outside chance that your friend's pranking you. Will WoW be free one day? Hard to say the future. I'm not expecting it to become so. I'm not expecting that. You never know. Speaking of the Olympics, do you know anything about basketball? No. I know the ball goes in the hoop, and that sometimes they call it a bucket, and then that just makes me think of chicken, which is weird because I don't even eat that. I think they're just like earning KFC buckets as they go. And they're just going to have like a big food party after. I know their shoes make lots of squeaky noises on the floor, which is a bit distracting. And they're really tall. That is my collection of Hazel's basketball facts. Maybe part of the Game Pass someday. How sore are we today? A little sore. Maybe medium sore. I wasn't feeling great yesterday, and I couldn't decide for the longest time if I should get up early and go to yoga this morning, or if I should cancel and try and push it back a day. And then I was like, just go. just go. You're never gonna feel like it. You're never gonna want to get up that early. You know, if you're not vomiting, then just go and do your best. And it turns out that once you get started, it's a lot easier. Kitty, did you leave? Kitty left. She might be back. Day is gonna be stiff as a board tomorrow. Depends on why you're not feeling well. Yeah, once you're there, half the battle. Yeah, I know if I'm... I know that if I'm sick in a way that I feel like is contagious, I should definitely stay home and not infect everybody with my germ breathing. Because I can always practice at home. But if I'm not fainting and I'm not contagious, it seems like I'm better off just going and then like modifying my practice as much as I need to get through something, even if it's just to try and remember all of the counts and the vinyasa and everything. Oh man, I am still falling over. I'll be working on a pose, on an asana, so to speak. I'll be like in it, and usually you're in it for 5 breaths, and I'll be on breath 4. And I'm like shaking and I'm about to lose it and I'm almost ready to come out of it. And then the instructor comes over and is like, let's work on this for a second. Let's try moving this thing around a little bit. I'm like, oh no, because then I have to like stay there until we figure out what it is that I'm doing wrong and fix it. And then I should probably stay there for another like 3 or 4 breaths just to like work it the new way. And I'm just like vibrating, trying not to fall over. I'm very wobbly. I'm assuming that'll get better one day, but right now it's bad. Oh, hello, Hazel. Hello, Murray. How are you doing today? Does the final boss appear one time per the time the event is active? Not anymore. It will appear multiple times throughout the event. Every time this bar gets depleted from the mini events being done, the boss will spawn again. So it might come up 3, 4, maybe even 5 times. 5 might be a lot. Maybe even 5 times during the hour. It was different when it launched, so if you've got confusing memories, it's because they changed it a lot from when they first brought the event out. It works differently than it used to. Doing pretty good. Got something funny for you. Had an attempt doing plants on hanging rings today, and oh my god, couldn't hold it one day. I want to Google what that is. I'm guessing it's not like a water your plants motion. What? DIY gold ring hanging planter. That is for houseplants. What should we say? Calisthenics? No idea what you're doing. Couldn't tell you. Planks. Okay. That makes more sense. Also, wow. That sounds very hard. Have you looked at any trinkets? No, not really. It's boring of me, but I kind of don't have a lot of patience for trinkets. I get a little bit bummed whenever my best trinket is like a fiddly one because I don't want to worry about them. I'm usually tapped out worrying about my class. I love it when my best trinkets are stat sticks that I can just put on and not think about it. Met someone sounded like you? Could be your twin. How do you plank on hanging rings? With great upper body strength and core strength, I'm guessing. I've seen male gymnasts do it in the gymnastics events at the Olympics, but that's like the Olympics. Hate on these trinkets. I couldn't. I'm boring. I don't really mind if it's just like press this button and get some stats for a while, or press this button and this thing happens. It helps you do more damage. But like when it's press this button and you'll spawn a tiny wisp and then go gather 4 mushrooms and then feed it the mushrooms in numerical order. And then it shall maybe give you a haste buff or maybe a crit buff depending on which woodland nymph you spoke to in the forest most recently. And it's like, I can't deal with this. I'm busy. Chest muscles. Prevent the rings from separating and face planting. Man. I was watching some of the Olympic weightlifting, the women's weightlifting, and gosh, it's real scary to watch because like they're lifting right at their maximums, and it's so scary when they have to bail because that's so much weight. It's over your head. Your arms are going backwards, and they have to just get out of there because otherwise that will snap both of your arms. I was on today. Need to log into CBC. Was watching the high jump earlier. Yeah, I watched a little bit of it. I've been watching a lot of the sport climbing. I've been like stopping and going back to watch the different, especially the bouldering, the lead climbing. It's just so satisfying to watch. Weightlifting's anxiety inducing. There was a weightlifter, 2 of them actually. They were weightlifters from Venezuela, and their coaches, before they go on, they like would slap each of their shoulders, and then they would slap them on the face, and you can see them like shrinking before, because they know it's coming, because I guess they do this every time. And I guess they're just trying to like really hype them up and get them in the right mental space, but it's so jarring to watch. This man just clap her on the face before she goes out there to pick up a really heavy weight. Holy moly. I'm just imagining myself like trying to go out and weightlift, and your coach just like slaps you in the face, and I just start crying. They're just trying to like really get my fight response going, and I'm like, what? It's mean. Owie. Oh dear. What are we saying? Always the peons. The climbers that race each other. The speed climbing's crazy too. Watching duo table tennis last night. The amount of coordination required is crazy. The table tennis pros were like dialed in. They were so intense. What am I doing? Oh yeah, I didn't make it quite to the event. I'm wondering where it is.
It seems Azeroth has no need for historical records.
I don't know. Am I the only one helping these guys get back to work? No, there's somebody else here. Great, you've leveled quick. Yeah, the last couple have been going pretty fast. It almost feels like it's sped up. I'm at 46 now. I don't really remember getting to 46. Yeah, lots of stuff over here. But I really hope the offhand drops, because as cool as Crash and Thrash and Krabby is, it's not a shaman I'm particularly invested in. I don't really feel a need to finish leveling this. I'm just kind of hoping for cloaks and or an offhand to drop. Oh, they're not even labeled right now. It's weird. Is the boss coming up? Oh, it's over! Like 10 o'clock happened. That's what happened. I was confused. Forgot. So excited with the Arsham changes, making me think about swapping off my longtime main priest. Kayaking event's kind of nuts. I haven't watched that one yet. I was a bit lost watching sailing, and that really unfairly put me off of all the boating events, because I know they're not all like sailing, but what do you need? Boyfriend and I are thinking about spending a couple days in Vancouver Island on our way to Mexico in late October. Super cold, or is the weather mild? I wouldn't say super cold. It depends on where in Vancouver Island, because the climate's going to vary a lot. If you're in Victoria, it doesn't usually get crazy in Victoria, and if it does get quite cold, that usually happens later in the winter, like kind of November through February through March-ish. But the one thing about weather here is that it's very variable and it's hard to predict. So I can't promise you anything, because you really never know. Late October, I would expect it to be kind of chilly and kind of rainy, kind of wet, gray, a little cold. Very, very British. Yep, colder than Mexico for sure. I would want to have a rain jacket and maybe a nice sweater. Oh, getting into bed for a nap when you've just put fresh bedding on. Best feeling ever. So we're gonna do the new zone. I want a different outfit, but I don't know what. Are there any shaman sets that I want to wear that I've unlocked? Do I have cool shaman armor? Do I have any shaman armor? A lot of these are like trading post sets and stuff. That's Venthyr armor. Oh yeah. I love the face starfish. The starfish eye patch. I have a few things. Oh yeah, all the mop stuff, because I would have had it from Remix. That's right. We could wear like this stuff. It's kind of cool. Corkron Shaman. Because aside from that, there's not a lot doing it. Oh, trial style must be over. It's not free anymore. Sadness. I don't know. Nothing's really speaking to me. Give me a... Can I have a Stinkrot Smasher? I'm looking for blue and soggy. Not bad. Blue, green, and soggy. Any barnacles? Yeah, it'll do. Call it Krabby too. Then it fits her name, at least. We also must change her title to Salty. That is mandatory. There we go. Let's check out the fit. All hail Salty Krabby. Love the KT mug. When in doubt, default to fish. Told myself I'd do more trial style this time, but it's tough when you don't win. Victoria still have double-decker buses? Some of them. Typically the ones that go out to Langford will be double-deckers. Most of the in-town buses are not double-deck. Have you seen the new Shaman tier set with the silly water ponytail? I don't know if I have. The fish is from Island Expeditions. It can be bought in the auction house. It's a bit pricey, depending. If I was shopping for one nowadays, I would be aiming to look on a website like the Undermine Exchange for the Stinkrot Smasher. That's the name of it. Stinkrot is all one word. And see if any realms have it cheap, so that I could then pull the gold out of my warbank on that realm and buy it. Let's make sure we have our daily quest here. That's important. Hi, kitty. Yeah. Hi, sweetheart. Don't talk about my water ponytail like that. She is perfect. Queen of Victoria in all things. Wow. Human being extraordinaire. Empty arrow fish puns. I don't know if any of the Corkron Shaman sets from Remix are the original. I know they like recolored a few or reskinned them or something. I don't know. It's a good question. I have so much garbage in my bags. Oh, dear me. Krabby needs a new mount. Krabby needs something salty, something that's giving beach. It's giving ocean, but it also needs to be giving flying, which is going to be... Oh no, I missed it. I missed it. Yeah, let's go somewhere else. Go AFK at another event and look through my mountain journal for something that fits your new theme. Water rabbit. It's not giving marine. I want ocean vibes. I want shipwreck, you know? I guess there's like the Dreadwake. That's a bit much. So it does fit the theme. It's a little much. Oh yeah, the seagull. That's really good. I might do the albatross. I have a question that nobody's really talking about. All right, let's hear it. What's up, Buttercup? So bummed I didn't get the BlizzCon Alliance and Horde ship mounts. I wonder if they'd ever trading post them, or if they're not doing that for BlizzCon stuff. What about the Auralid? The Auralids are a little too, like, I don't know, glowy and futuristic. I like the albatross. I think I'm gonna do that. Seagulls are very beach. Original set has the same color and remix, but with a different name. Oh. Okay. Ding ding. Ding ding. It's so funny that this thing skyrides. Oh.
I remember this one.
It's like this boat's trying to... What? Hang on. Oh, I want to go up. I want to go skyward descent. Oh, oops. I forgot that it did that. Oh, some things do not look normal skywriding through the air.
Thank you, High Lord. Now challenges. I will begin the ritual.
Essentially the same set.
When I am done,
Crocs.
a fearsome doom
Forgot the
guard
boat could fly. I want my albatross. Give me my seagull back. We have Siltwing and we have Gold Toad. This one is from Time Rifts and this one is from Islands. I feel like this one's a nice color. It's a little less rare, honestly. More people have this one, but it looks pretty. I don't know if I see them around all the time. Very sturdy boat. Sturdiness is my #1 requirement for my boats. The sturdier, the better. Thank you for the YouTube pet battles you did for the Argus trainers. They helped a lot. Oh, nice. I'm glad those worked for somebody. There were so many of those pet battles. It was a big project. Made an unhinged. Wait, what? Great seeing the Harpon Lupine Mount Skyride. Would you do a barrel roll in your boat at 200 kilometers an hour? Not on purpose. Wait, unspent talent points. On my all? Never. Here we go. I bet you I'll be able to get the rest of the Mog today from the vendor. I think we're gonna get that many echoes, especially with our dailies here. Because we'll have one more daily that we can do at 11 in another 50 minutes. Hope you're enjoying the event. Thank you. It's good. I got lucky. I got the shield that I wanted for Transmog. I am mainly hoping for an offhand right now. That's what I'm after next. Shield cloaks would be great. Cloaks would be awesome. But an offhand would be good. The B mount goes with everything. Justice for Horde players.
We shall triumph. Find the strength within.
Oh, he's not a little. 48. This is coming along, isn't it? I mean, for once, Dragonflight isn't spitting out cloaks. It's just such a strange thing for it to be like a rare drop for low levels only. It's just so odd. Discovered you can get full tier LFR if you catalyze a full set of the gear from here. Definitely gonna farm gear and all that I want the set on. Nice. I should make a point of, like, when I'm gearing all these characters up, to just take them to the catalyst and just pop it into tier, because there's no reason not to. It'll give you like a little set bonus if nothing else, and it'll probably give me a bunch of appearances. When we finish Remix, what will our item levels be? I don't know. There was a rumor that it was going to be 424, which is pretty low. If that's true, then you might want to have a set of those Dalaran Defenders gear ready for any Remix characters that you want to level. I'm hoping that they do, like, I don't know, at least 450 or something. But yeah, we don't know for sure. We'll find out. As long as one does not need gear. There are 3 pets, and then there are 2 mounts, but you only need to buy the mount once. So 3 pets at 10,000 memories each, and then 20,000 memories for the mount, and it'll give you both factions. Stocking up from the event, then, I suppose. Setherus, thank you very much for the 8-month reset. Hope you've been doing well. A few more days, we get the Get Out of Remix free card, can do pre-patch. Another, another week and a half. Another little while. Oh, hi, kitty. Where are the mounts sold? If you go to the trader that is in Dalaran in the center, they sell the mount. Back where the 3 portals are to the different zones, there's a trader there.
Your world is doomed. Stay your arms. I yield.
Okay, Thorm's done. Yeah, no problem.
Are these echoes?
Where is the boss you just killed? Feel like a noob in this event. It's the Argent champion thing. It spawns up here sometimes. It won't be up all the time, but it's kind of like northwest of Galakron's Rest. I have kind of like a little list of go-to mini events for when I'm grinding this thing. I typically prioritize the boss ones first.
And now they've come to life.
And then Thorim does over here for In the Mountains. And then this one is like a couple bosses in a row, but it's not bad. How you doing? Notice that Memories of a Nixie was bugged. Killed her 3 times, didn't count. Yeah, raid groups will prevent quests from progressing quite often. Unless it is a raid quest, and not many quests are, you must not be in a raid group to get progress. I've heard of that happening with a few people. Do not do this event with any chromie type selected. Yeah, I've heard it makes it very hard. The event's grown on me a lot. Want to make ults just to level them through it. That is a pretty glowing recommendation. I definitely want to get everything from it, but I feel like once I have everything, I'm going to feel done with leveling. But maybe that's just because I went kind of ham on remix leveling. I have more ults than I can shake a stick at right now. So, I'm not a huge fan of any of these. Unless another one spawns, and it might. Webbed Crusaders is probably my best of these. Wasn't in a group last night. Didn't get Ani credit 2 times in a row. It might be buggy then. It might be just not working quite right. Pescatarian ham. Precisely. I made a stir-fry sweet and sour shrimp last night. It was pretty good. It was alright. I don't know if it was worth how much money I spent to buy shrimp. I could just make it with tofu next time and it would be approximately as good and it would cost me a fraction of the money. And then I wouldn't have to defrost and manage the shrimp. You just slice up some tofu and fry it. Having imposter syndrome playing a demon hunter. What was wrong with the shrimp? It just cost me like, I don't know, $12 to $15 I think to buy enough shrimp to make one meal for myself and one person. And that's kind of a lot of money for an ingredient for a home dinner. Especially when there were other ingredients that needed to go into the darn thing. It's just expensive. They were yummy. They tasted fine. I couldn't quite get them crispy like I want. Or not crispy, but like I couldn't get a good sear on them because I use a fairly small pan. I don't have a big wok. And also I'm too impatient to do my veggies separate from my shrimp, which means that the whole thing kind of steamed as opposed to fried because there was a lot of moisture coming out of the shrimp and the veggies. It was yummy though. It was fine. Followed a recipe to bake tofu. It exploded in the oven. Oh no. Oh dear. I don't do it very often, but my favorite way for crispy tofu is to, well, press water out of it first of all with like a towel and like heavy thing. And then I cube it up and I toss it in cornstarch. A little bit of cornstarch. And then I like using a nice hot pan, like either my stainless steel or my cast iron ideally. My cast iron pan does a good job on it. And like actually give it lots of time on each side to get a proper sear on it so it releases off the pan and doesn't get stuck. Because the worst thing is when it gets stuck and then you peel it off and then it's not crispy anymore because the crispy part's stuck to your pan. But I'm only kind of okay about keeping my cast iron seasoned. My cast iron pan is at like, I don't know. It's not the worst one you're ever going to see, but it's not great either. I don't really baby it. Terrible at cubing tofu evenly. I don't know if I've ever tried to make my tofu terribly even. I'm a pretty flexible home cook. It's a win if I made dinner. If dinner came from my doing, then I'm pretty happy that that happened. The evenness of my cubes is not usually a big contender. We done any beta lately? No, not at all. Walk, but it's such a pain to keep seasoned. Pop in the air fryer. Everyone says you need to dry it first. Curious if that will make me like the texture. There's also different levels of firmness of tofu. You can buy tofu ranging from very soft, that is basically like a pudding, to like very firm, that can be sometimes kind of grainy. So depending on what you're making with it, or how you're serving it, and also your personal preference, you might like some things more than others. I buy fairly soft tofu if I'm using it for miso soup, and I buy pretty firm tofu if I'm going to fry it for stir fry. And most of the time I buy tofu and then I forget that I have it for like 3 months, and then I look in the fridge and I go, oh wow, that's really old. But I like it because it is affordable. It's one of the most affordable fresh proteins that I can make without needing to like soak beans or cook lentils or anything like that. Got a more silky tofu to make veggie hot and sour soup. Sounds good. Beans, eggs, and tofu, cheapest. Eggs are a bit expensive here. Beans are alright, although I still pay what feels like an astronomical amount for like dry beans. I feel like beans should be cheaper than they are. Tofu does okay. I can still get a block of tofu for like a couple of dollars. But groceries are just expensive here. It's just part of living on the island. Canada in general, but also the island.
It's fascinating how strongly Azeroth remembers these events.
Didn't even know tofu has protein. Guess I don't know what's in it. It's soybean based. It's a soybean based food. It's often used as like a protein option in place of like meat in like a burrito or something. May not have Taivan, but I have Taivan's trumpet.
For historical records.
Groceries nene. It's just robbery. I can't complain too much about eggs either because I am spoiled and also smushy about chicken, so I will only buy free range eggs. So I can't be like, oh man, eggs are so expensive when I'm not buying the cheapest eggs because I'm picky and I'm smushy about chickens. Free range eggs taste a lot better, and makes me feel a little bit better, but it's like $7 a dozen if I get them on sale. And it's kind of like $8 or $9 if I don't. But I typically will find them on sale and I'll buy a couple dozen at once because they keep for a while. But yeah, the years in which I used to go grocery shopping and get a dozen of eggs for like $3, gone. I remember when I was a kid, we used to sell fresh eggs from our backyard chickens. And we would sell them for $2.50 a dozen. And that was like... And my parents felt bad about asking for that much money because they're nice people, I guess. I don't know. That's bananas. It is not. You couldn't feed a chicken for that kind of money. What a nice day. Hope your day's going well. Thank you. Right back at you. The one thing to remember if you're looking at Canadian grocery prices is the Canadian dollar is not quite as strong as the American dollar. Now, depending on if you get paid in Canadian or American, that might not help you that much. I benefit from a weak dollar because a lot of my money, like my Twitch money in particular, comes through as USD and it gets converted. It makes my taxes really annoying because I have to keep a bunch of records and do a bunch of math at the end of the year. But it means that, what is the dollar right now? CAD to USD. For every $1 US I make, I get $1.37 Canadian. It's pretty substantial right now. David Beckham is also nice, but English. What? How did we end up there? Our money is useless. Listen, I can pay my rent and I can feed my dog more or less. Do all right. Most of those egg labels, like free range or pasture raised, can mean very little. They should have some amount of legal requirement on them. Vital farm eggs, those are the best. If my dogs produced eggs, I'd be living the dream. I'm just imagining a dog trying to lay an egg and I'm having a hard day. Oh. It's not a nice mental image. Maybe also, I mean, not that it matters because dogs don't lay eggs, but I have a boy dog. If Moosey's having a hard time passing something, nothing's good coming out of there. This event should run right up until the War Within launches. Dogs are like seahorses. Males would lay the eggs. I'll never forget. I regret a lot of the time I've spent online and a lot of the stupid things I've read that I now cannot unread. Whether they were true or not, they just live in my head forever. And I'm like, this is space in my brain I'm never going to get back. And I'm about to infect you with it, so you're welcome. There was once one of those posts on Reddit, I think. And it was just people sharing stories about bad women's anatomy kind of stuff. And there was a young man, I guess, who had like his first girlfriend. And I guess he must not have grown up with like sisters or something. I don't know. Nobody had ever told him the details. But he didn't believe, and this is, he didn't believe, he got angry and didn't believe that his partner, his female partner, was menstruating. Because he wanted to know where she'd hidden the egg. He thought that when the time of the month came, a woman would hide herself and lay an egg, and then she had to like hide it or bury it or something. I don't know exactly what he thought was going on there. But I will never in my life be able to forget that even if it's not true, at one time in human history, there was a young man who was absolutely convinced that every month each woman goes to lay, like human women go to lay an egg, and then they feel better. And he was like, it can't be true because where's your egg? Show me the egg. I read it years ago, and it has haunted me ever since, so you're welcome.
I remember you in the mountains.
That's not how it works. Oh, man. We're not going to do it on the stream because this is not the right place for it, but I think everybody, regardless of the body that they have and grew up in, need to learn about, like, basic human functions of both genders. And all, like, various body types because, man, oh man. We need better health classes in school. I mean, it's true that the human body does have eggs. And that is, I mean, he was onto something. It is connected with your menstrual cycle, but, not exactly like a chicken. My ears are bleeding. I guess they laid the egg. It's going to be a requirement of my prenup. Must disclose egg location. Yeah. As an ER nurse of 20 years can confirm those people exist. Platypus lay eggs. Yeah, but, like, do platypus even know what they're doing? Like, have they picked a lane? Have they decided on what the plan is? Because I think they're still working on it. In my pediatric med class, we were looking at a picture of a kid with ringworm. A guy in the class pointed at the child's nipple and said, "Why is this ringworm so small?" You know, it's great that he's not too ashamed to ask questions. Because otherwise he might have continued thinking that for a long time. I'm sure someone put him straight. I think the duck beavers are cool. Never met one. Glad you shared that with all of us. You're welcome. I don't remember what. I guess we were talking about eggs. I ended up on a beaver facts video. I didn't even know beavers were rodents. I don't know what I thought they were. Weasels or something, but apparently they're rodents. And in this beaver facts video, this naturalist was explaining that one of the main things that drives beavers to build dams is because they like evolutionarily despise the sound and feeling of running water, and they just want to stop it. It's just part of like their instincts, to the point that there was once a case where someone had some beavers for whatever reason, hopefully not as pets, but anyway, someone had some beavers, and there were underground pipes that the beavers could hear, and the beavers would not rest until they had found sticks and twigs and something to cover that spot over the pavement where the pipes were laid underneath until they couldn't hear it anymore. They like found all of the plumbing. Oh yeah, dogs laying eggs. That's how we got there. That's right. I blame Easter. Beavers basically giant water rats. Vampires destroying running water so it can't harm them. Yeah, I thought that was very funny. I didn't know too much about them. I know that once an Alone contestant caught a beaver and ate a bunch of it and got very sick. And because people get sick for all kinds of reasons on Alone. And I know that at the zoo in Oregon they have a few and they're very cute. Cute, fun beavers. Did you ever see any beavers in the beaver state of Beaverton? I don't know if I did, but I saw some nutria in Oregon in parks. I remember the first time I saw nutria, I'm like, what is that? Is it a beaver? And I saw the rat tail and I'm like, that's not a beaver, but that's the biggest rat I've ever seen in my life. Kind of cute, honestly. I didn't hate them. I know they're invasive. But I wasn't going to rat them out. Beavers are very destructive, though, in nature. True. I mean, sure. I don't know if it's true. But I would argue that that's kind of rich coming from us as humans. Do we really get to tell beavers they're too destructive? Polar bear's liver could kill a human because of the massive amount of vitamin A. Similar to Wolverines, the fact that you don't want to mess with them. Yeah, there's a lot of animals you don't want to mess with. Weasels terrify me. I've never met one, and I don't plan to upset one, but if I did, it would be a bad day. People used to hunt beavers to make hats. It's true. It was big business in Canada at one point. We learned about it in school. I read a few stories about beavers restoring environments in UK, parts of the US. Yeah, I'm definitely not an expert. I watched like a 3-minute YouTube video and I was not even fully paying attention, so I'm not gonna sit here and tell you I know a lot about beavers. But they seem like they had some benefits to offer ecosystems. I don't think they're a net negative. Hello again, Hazel. Hello, Winclaw Leo. How you doing? Oh, Heritage of the Dark Iron. Okay. Oh, I'm level 50, that's why. That's kind of cool. I forgot I was leveling. Just sort of happened. One was trying to take our chicken eggs in the coop. Dogs took care of it. Pig Sally didn't care for him either. She had her turn at it. Oh, man. Dame River, redirect water, flood farms. Is it their fault that we built a farm, though? Like, I don't know. Maybe too political of a debate to get into, but... if I had to pick a position, I think I'm pro-beaver. And there's a sentence you want to have follow you around forever. I'm going to take a short break. And when I come back, I might look into this heritage armor. It's been a wonderful stream so far. All right, let's take a little break. BRB. What's your warm spot? Hazel. Hi, Scarlett. How you doing? Also, I've had a revelation. What is it? I got foundation on my shirt this morning because it was clean when I put it on. And I don't know how. Was I just like hurling makeup at my face like Art Attack? Want to do Lego as a hobby? That sounds lovely. Dangers of wearing white. Oh, man. I thought about trying to show you guys my yoga guns, my new muscles, but I feel like you only get to do that once, and I need to let him cook for another couple months before I start trying to show off. At least you know where the stain came from. Yeah, there's not a lot of things in my life that will inadvertently turn things beige, so. Found plant Legos, like 9 little plants. Oh, that sounds cute. Sometimes the pumps and stuff. Yeah, I guess so. I have just the little, it's a little squeeze bottle, but I guess you never know with me. You see them change already? I mean, I didn't take any like progress pics. I can definitely tell that I'm not struggling as hard as I was in the first week. The first week, trying to just press my body off the floor with my arms was not happening. It was like so hard to do that and hold form. And now I'm not convinced I'm doing it fully properly, and it still sucks, but like it's not stopping me. I'm not failing and collapsing back onto the floor anymore, so that's good. Also, I was going to do heritage, that's right. Push-ups. Sort of. More or less. We're trying to work up to Chaturanga Dadasana, which is something that you do a bajillion times in the course of an Ashtanga practice. How long have you been doing yoga? Month and a bit? Like 5 weeks or so? Something like that? 5 weeks, I think. So not that long. Not that long. Honestly, I think I could do it for 3 years and I would still be like an absolute beginner. But I want to try doing it for 3 years and then find out. Nothing to do but keep showing up. Kind of wish I took progress photos because I don't see it day to day. Yeah. I mean, you could always take some now. Maybe I should do some too. Not like on stream or anything, but just in general. I'm gonna see if I can sprout any new abs. What are we doing? Champions call? Oh no, I was gonna, well, I mean, I want that offhand. It's hard when there's like good events spawning. Practically a guru. Definitely an expert. I'm still so awkward just talking to anybody. My teacher was asking me like how it's going and if I feel like I'm getting it, and I'm like, I hope so. I don't know. You tell me? Question mark? I don't know. I'm just happy I showed up, man. I did get the shield. I did. I got it earlier today, so that's good. I'm just looking for the offhand, and then I don't have any of the cloaks yet. I don't know is a legit answer. Yeah. It's also, I feel like every time I try to have a conversation with them, I'm like dripping in sweat and trying very hard to not be out of breath. Is the thing that I'm working with right now, is that a lot of the stuff that you do, especially in the warm-up, it's raising your heart rate and it's getting you to breathe faster, but you're also regulating your breath. You are only breathing through your nose. You are never breathing through your mouth. And every breath has a movement attached to it. So if you start breathing faster, you're going to start moving faster, and it's important to not like lose it and just start panting. So like, usually they'll be like telling me something like, yep. Okay, I'll try that. Yeah, the breathing thing is about building internal heat, which I think maybe helps with like the muscle stretching, because you heat up a lot faster when you're not breathing through your mouth. Mouth breathing cools you down a lot more effectively, and we're actually trying to build heat in this yoga practice, which I found was interesting. It's not like a strictly exercise thing. There's a lot of other stuff going on too. But I'm just trying to like, wow, I'm dying. Trust the process and everything, and do my best, and it seems to work for the people that are there. Going fine is a good one. Hazelnuts. It's just funny because sometimes you do start getting out of breath and I'm like, okay, we're going a little faster. We're going a little faster. We're speeding up. And like, so you can take like cheap breaths. It's not, no one's going to fire you for taking an extra breath. So sometimes I will pause and just try to like get it back under control because you don't want to be losing it, but it's funny. Weird scaling. Yeah. Yeah, I would agree with that. Somebody's come to rescue me. Although they're level 45 too.
We overcame this once, and we will once
Okay,
more.
that one's done. I feel like I should just stay until the Lich King spawns because the bar's almost gone. So I may as well do one more rotation of the boss and then go get this heritage armor. The cloak showed up for me and all the things as not having. Slightly different than the original cloaks. Shadowlands ones are faction specific and these are not. I wonder if that's what's going on, because I could have sworn that I had everything from the Shadowlands pre-patch event. I remember playing it. It would have been very much like me to get everything from it. I don't think I had gotten that lazy at that point. But all the things is telling me that I don't have any of these cloaks. So maybe I need them again. Sweaty's also a legit answer to how's it going. Do you use any good bag add-ons? I don't use any bag add-ons at all. I use default bags. I like them. People like better bags, though. That one's popular. And I was using that in Classic. That might be worth a try if you're looking for something. I don't know if it's updated, though, because I'm not using it right now. Hi, kitty. I was reading some interesting things about flexibility building and hamstring tightness versus sciatic nerve tightness yesterday that I didn't really know much about, because they run along a very similar path. And sometimes when you think that you are really tight in your hamstring, you might be, but you may also have nerve tightness that needs to be addressed differently. And I did not know that. I did a few nerve glides. I don't know if they helped with them. I think they helped a little bit. Baginator is my new favorite. The dev is amazing. Tried better bags lately, liking it. I'm trying not to be impatient about my flexibility because I know it's getting better and I know it started off really bad. I was very stiff. I could not touch my toes when I started this. So I'm trying not to be in a hurry because rushing never helped anything. But it's hard because I want to do all these folds properly, and I feel like I'm just, I don't know. Sometimes it's quite hard to do them with heavily bent knees, but you just got to do what you got to do. Last I checked, Better Bags doesn't handle the Warband bank very well yet. Oh, okay. Oh, PDX Weirdo, thank you for the 4-month resub. Appreciate it. As a former Portland-ish resident, I have a soft spot for my Oregonians. Somebody's a bit too bendy. Yeah. I've discovered that my elbows and shoulders are both bendier than you want them to be, and in a bad way. So like I actually have to flex certain things or hold certain things in a certain place and take a smaller range of motion to make sure that I'm not overdoing my joints, because they can move in a way that is not supposed to support weight. So I have to be really cautious with my elbows and my shoulders because they can hyperextend and it's not good. You don't really want that. Airport is totally different now in Portland. They redid the terminal with a mass timber project. Ooh, that sounds cool. I always liked that airport. I was at that airport a decent amount of times. I would get there real early and I would just hang out. It was nice. I don't know if I'll ever go back there. All these differences between people fascinate me. It's always cool finding out what your body is like suited for and not suited for, and like what things are going to come easily for you and what things are not. Apparently there are some poses that can, like, some people just cannot do them because of the way that their bones are. Specifically your hip sockets and like your pelvic bone and your hip sockets and like the way that your leg bone fits into it. Some people can do full lotus and some people will never be able to do it because their bone just doesn't work that way no matter how open their hips get. I think I'm lucky in that that's not me. But I am taking that very slowly because I'm not trying to mess up my knees. And my left knee is already kind of a diva. So I'm trying not to do anything that like hurts it, because the last thing I want to do is make it worse. So no half lotus on that side until my hips open up more. Comfortable airport, definitely not to be taken for granted. The Victoria one's nice too, but it's a lot smaller. There's not as much going on. And usually if I'm taking a flight that's like at the crack of dawn out of here, nothing's really open. Like you could maybe get a cookie and a coffee. But there's not a whole lot of, it's a pretty small airport, so there's not a whole lot of like concession options early in the morning. Stay until the Lich King spawns. That's true. That's true. I was gonna leave, wasn't I? Calgary's pretty nice. Depends on the terminal. I hate Seattle for the completely unfair reason that I get really lost whenever I'm trying to go on the little underground subway thing between the different parts of the terminal. I'm forever lost whenever I try and transition through Seattle. I always prefer transitioning through Vancouver or transferring or whatever. I forget what they call it. Connecting through Vancouver as opposed to Seattle. I get lost in Seattle. Not a fan of Paris. Huge ones are usually a nightmare. Oriental squat. I don't know if I've heard of that. I tend to squat when I'm fishing. I'll sit on my feet with my knees fully bent and I'll fish like that. And apparently that's not comfortable for everybody. But it does work for me. Although it's awful for my back because my back will curve over my knees. And my shoulders will get all out of whack. But it stretches at my feet real good. The worst airport I ever was in Frankfurt. They had a sign that pointed both ways to the same destination. Your butt to your heels? Yeah, exactly. That one works for me too. I read an interesting thing about, it was when I was reading about like joints and flexibility and stuff. Apparently, in a lot of countries, especially like East Asian and Southeast Asian countries, and even like Russian countries, like that whole half of the world, it's a lot more normal to expect more from your knees and to expect a wider range of motion from your knees and to be squatting more often. Like that's a lot more normal than here. So when you get knee replacement joints that are manufactured for North America and you try to give them to somebody that is living this lifestyle that you're expected to squat more, they don't actually have enough range of motion for, like, they work great for somebody who's just sitting in chairs and in their car and stuff, but they don't flex properly far enough for somebody who's like, you know, needs a different range of motion from them, which I thought was really fascinating. Don't mind Orlando, but I've been there like 50 plus times. Yeah, it always helps when you get comfy with a place. Chiropractor was stunned. Crazy, actually. Where was I going? Shadowforge City. I guess via Stormwind would make sense. Knee replacements have a limited ROM for SNA people, let alone other places with more flexibility. We're gonna just take that one out. I know what you meant by it. I don't think you meant any harm by it, but just as a general policy, we wouldn't say that about a different country, so we're not going to say it there. Even if it's self-deprecating. What are we doing? We are going to Stormwind. And then we're going to probably the embassy. Makes sense. Yeah, I figured. I just thought maybe as a policy. You're not timed out or anything. Started playing Shadow Priest since pre-patch. So glad they changed Shadow Crash. I am so excited about that too. I could not aim that thing to save my life. I would just twitch. I would just like be lined up to place it over the trash, and then I would go, oops, and it's on the ceiling. So I'm really happy to just be able to cast it on my target. I don't know if it'll work for like every situation in dungeon, and of course you can change it back and forth as you want to, but I think that's going to be my default in the War Within, is having Shadow Crash at target and not placed, because I cannot be trusted to aim. Offer both versions of Shadow Crash because I prefer to be able to aim it. Yeah, it's nice that they left us the option. Nervous about the Mythic Plus season. Dungeon rotation looks gnarly. Do I know where I'm going?
Of course.
No. Hang on, let me poke around for a bit. Let me try and figure it out. That's Telegris Rift. Ha ha ha! Found it. Saw some people didn't like the new cinematic. feel like whatever they make, people won't be happy. Ding, ding, ding. And I mean, not to invalidate anybody that didn't like it. I haven't even seen it, so I'm not going to sit here and say it was great. I have no idea. But it is a fact that no matter what they do, there will be people that will loudly not like it. It's just how it is. That'll happen to anything at a certain point at a certain size. All right. Did I just get the set, or do I have to do this questline? I should probably do the questline just in case.
How deep you willing to delve?
Ah, weapons. I lost the designs in a bed of the Grim Guzzler. If you could get them back, I'd be happy to forge you some weapons. You betcha. Oh, and we're like literally in here. Okay. That makes sense. That's cool. Don't mind me not remembering. There's a... That goes to Stormwind. Man, and the funny thing is I've run this instance a million times for transmog, so it's not like I'm completely new in here. I'm gonna just run around. This is gonna be awful to watch. I apologize in advance. I'm literally just gonna minimize chat for a minute, and I'm gonna run around until I find it, because that is the only thing that will help make me feel sane today. I'm sure that somewhere there's someone that knows exactly how to get there that really wants to help, and I just can't take time-delayed directions. Sometimes I can't take real-time directions. So that's not going to work. I wonder if this isn't exactly like the instance version of it. It looked like it was, but now I'm not sure. Good news is I get Ghost Wolf. Also, I can boot myself forward with Gust of Wind. Although I feel like if I wasn't spec'd into Gust of Wind, my Ghost Wolf would be faster. I don't know. Because he's just like, yeah, if you could pop over to the Grim Guzzler. That still just goes to Stormwind. This way feels like in, which is good. I remember we came through here when we were coming into and through the dungeon. It was one of the early wings. This used to be the dungeon I would get all the time when I was leveling. Back when you had to level a little bit through each expansion. I would always get the early wing of this. There's a door with the Warbringer construct. This could be a little bit of a big field trip. It's gonna be really funny if they needed me to do this in, Hey, it's the Grim Guzzler! That wasn't even that bad. We more or less went the right way. Give or take. I love her. You looking to challenge me? No. I'm really not. If you want to win back his designs, you have to win him back fair or square. Do you want to brawl or brew? Brawl or brew? Let's fight.
Honest work is good for the soul.
More or less. I'm not the finest LA shaman you're gonna meet in your life. He's just taking a nap.
Speak your piece if you must.
Take the plans. I don't know how to read them anyways.
The Dark Iron Clan will forge
It's
a new
called
future.
borrowing. Alright. The complex blueprints detail his designs for his weaponry are hard to parse. Notes are scribbled in the margins in messy handwriting listing modifications and notes. Two in particular stand out to you. One denotes that he lent his engraving tool to the Corehound trainer, and the other wonders how many elementals they employed at the Grim Guzzler brewing operation. 5 dark forged ingots, a boiling flame core, and the flame point engraver around Shadowforge City. Okay. Oh, at least they're marked on my map. That's good. This is kind of a cool quest. Here, I'll grab chat back now that I've somewhat found out where I'm going. It's an internet sensation, Hazel. That is how I introduce myself at parties. How are we doing in here? We're doing okay. We're doing all right. We are What is that for? Boiling flame core. Maybe downstairs. I'm doing a little Dark Iron Dwarf heritage weapons, I guess? They've been doing motion comic cinematics. Some people call it AI Disney Spider People. Remember how cool the Nerubians used to be? I feel like in today's day and age, anything that anybody doesn't like ever is going to be called AI, whether it had anything to do with AI or not. AI is going to be our new word that we use for things we don't like. Yeah. I remember when the Warbringer cinematics came out ahead of Warlords of Draenor, they had kind of that stop motion-y, I don't know, that kind of comic strip style. And those were very popular. People liked those a lot. Don't be such an AI. You don't like the sound of what someone's saying. You're just like, yeah, whatever, Mid-Journey. Get out of here. All right. Well, remember when 3D TVs were a big thing, or touchpads were going to replace computers? True. I do think that some AI applications have a lot more staying power than 3D TVs. I think a lot of it is not going anywhere. In its current state, a lot of the generative AI I feel like is like being used a lot, but it's not really, I don't know. A lot of the lazy ways in which it's being used is not creating content with enough value to actually produce, and eventually that flood is going to calm down a little bit. But as a general technology, it's definitely here to stay. We're not getting rid of it anytime soon. Popping in. Good luck on the transmogs if you haven't gotten them yet. Oh, thank you. We got the shield, which I'm happy about. Both shields are in my possession. I still need the offhand tome, but I'm taking a little break to poke around and do something in for Dark Iron heritage weapons. Should I jump down? I don't even remember how I got up here. Maybe there's some nodes down here. Customer that I worked for. Let us go to use AI in cheap call centers and customer service. Hope they fall flat in their faces. Yeah, the customer service is not. It shows, is I guess what I would say. Stealing what they input for them to learn from is the main issue, and I don't think that's ever going to be fixed or changed. Really, I think that's just gonna. It is what it is. Lucky got the shields and offhands quick. Couple of the Shadowlands cloaks. That is pretty lucky. Nice. The engraver looks like it's gonna be over this way. I have yet to see any of the cloaks. And I've heard of people like leveling a fresh character all the way to 70 of the event and still not seeing a cloak, which is kind of crazy. Salty Crab, you just noticed your name. I've stuck her in a. She's using a little bit of a marine themed transmog. Plugging away at remix weapon transmogs. The pre-patch cloak got one, but only one. No.
Speak your piece if you must.
Punchuelis, thank you for the 30-month resub. Hazel, FTW. But yeah, when a lot of people are talking about the evils of AI, a lot of people mean generative AI, and that's not the only branch of AI that's functioning in technology today. It's a big one. It's a very visible one. Are you doing the Dark Iron Armor quest? I suppose so. I'm not really sure what I'm doing, to be honest with you. I figured I would find out when I finish it. Water good. Happy when you can see their hair under hats. Yeah. That'll be something. Alright, I found your stuff. Aid him in crafting your new weapons. Oh, it's for... What do you mean? I have these already. I've done this before. I mean, I'm gonna finish it now. May as well, but like, get my 7 gold. I don't know. It's odd to me that it gave me the quest at all if I had done it already. Or maybe I had the weapons but not the armor, but you'd think I would have definitely had the armor. I don't know, man. That's fine. They want me to go back to the Guzzler? Open old Nex, get that. Nope. I got more farming to do in the Radiant Echoes event. I was just taking a little detour. I kind of thought that I needed this for some reason. I forgot that I had it already, I suppose. The day and a half we had hair under hats was glorious. I don't know if I noticed that. Writing a fantasy book using text-to-image generative AI could be fun for me to have a visual representation of the world and characters. Super glad I only have 1 belt transmog left to buy with iron scraps from the garrison vendor. Oh, cool. I was getting heirloom quests on my characters. Yeah. Guess the warband broke some flags? Yeah, it could be. That could be the case. I remember when generative AI first came to, like, Copilot first came to Windows 10 or 11 or whatever's on this machine. I was playing with the image AI, the image generation, and I was trying to like describe myself, or like describe like like game streamer with cat and purple hair, like whatever. And anytime that I tried to have it generate like an artwork of a female streamer, she always came out with like a little tank top and a mini skirt. Like maybe a hoodie, but like it was a very specific kind of image. And I thought, well, there's a reflection of something. I don't know how that makes me feel. Cassie Ironforge, where? It's gonna be really funny if she was literally right underneath me. Don't get me wrong, I love a good miniskirt. I just haven't worn one on stream in a long time. It's cold, man. My legs get chilly. Maybe over here. Yeah. I took an unnecessary detour.
Is there lava in your veins? May the black anvil bless you. Forges glow watch over you.
Pretty sure I have this mount already. Tabbed it for a call. Oh man, this takes me back. Got my last garrison heirloom too. Oh, nice. Yeah, I definitely remember playing fetch with the dog. Yeah, we have a Dark Iron Core Hound. We've had for 6 years. What am I gonna do? Not play fetch with the dog?
How deep are you willing to delve?
If you ask ChatGPT who Hazel is, it says you do game reviews and enjoy analyzing people's gameplay of indie and narrative-driven titles. Well, yeah, no, not really. Not even close. I will unsub if you don't play with the dog. Oh, we need more. We need more food. Needs four crates of steak. More kilt for my friend's wedding. Kind of like the breeze. Yeah, I get cold very easily. I need to have like long socks that tuck into my sweatpants so that there's no gap there, or else I just lose heat. I'm chilly. I like hoodies and sweaters and blankets and hot tea and bed and my dog and my cat. She's warm too. More people finally got the dirigible. It's the first fair where you can transfer tickets. Yeah. Plus, people have been able to buy the Dark Moon Fair turn-ins, get a bunch of tickets, transfer those to your main, and do it in another character. I'm sure the prices kind of surged for them, but it's the first, like, you're able to kind of brute force it with gold if you want, without needing to worry about, like, black market auction as fanny packs. Cozy, 100% the way to go. What do you mean offhand appearance? There is a book, there is a tome offhand that will only drop in the Radiant Echoes event for a character that is under level 70. It technically only drops for Horde, but if Alliance get an equivalent offhand, it will also grant them the Horde appearance. And I need the appearance. It is something that I am missing that I still need, so I've been running the event trying to get it to drop. Once I finish noodling around in here for no reason. Don't mind me. I'm out of here. Oh, that's right. This still doesn't work because I haven't done it yet. Don't mind me. Where does this take me to? Oh, that's right. I set my actual Hearthstone there. That works. Had like 1.2k Darkmoon tokens after funneling everything to one character. Got the shield from leveling a Horde Paladin, but I don't have any non-max casters. I thought I was free. Has anyone bummed you out by telling you about the cloaks yet? Because those seem a bit rare. And those also only drop on an unmax level character. At least they would drop for any of them. You don't need it to be a... You don't need it to be a certain class or anything, but... What is this 100 ticket quest? Memory's failing. Yeah, it beats me. Same for badges. Got 63.5k. I'll have to centralize all my Time Warp badges. That'll be kind of fun. Got the tome today. Called it quits. Nice. Well, we can try for a little under an hour. See how we do here. I might be able to buy the rest of the Mog that I haven't got yet at the end of this, because I've got another 23k, plus I'll get another 10. We'll pick up our daily quest and get that done. Yes, hi, hello. Hi, Currents. How you doing? Happy Thursday. Welcome to the stream. Pick up my daily here.
Here we go again.
I wouldn't expect the offhand to drop for a warrior. I would expect it to only drop for a caster that can equip it. I know that warriors can equip them, but it wouldn't... I wouldn't expect it to be on the loot table. I'm not sure. What about you? I'm doing pretty good. I'm alright. My body feels like it's filled with hot sand. But I'm kind of into it. I kind of like it. I think there's a reason I keep going back and doing this to myself. Aaron, thank you for giving out a gift, sir.
It's fascinating how
The appearance is not new. You can get it when someone has the 0.05 boss summon thing. So chipper for being made of hot sand. I mean, sometimes it kind of feels good in a weird way to be sore, even if I complain a lot. Try not to fall asleep at my desk. Energy's good right now. I might crash later. The problem is that I'll crash in the afternoon and I'll be like, it's okay, I can get whatever I need to do done in the evening, but then I wake up and it's time to walk the dog, and then it's time to have dinner, and then, like, by the time dinner's, like, made and consumed and everything, it's, like, 9 o'clock. And I'm like, well, I have like 45 minutes before I'm getting ready for bed. And I'm tired. I don't want to go back to work. But sometimes that afternoon nap is happening whether you want it to or not. I don't like sand. It's coarse, rough, and irritating, and it gets everywhere. It's growth if you don't think about the technicalities too much. It's a fun feeling. I like it. Yeah, as long as we don't bust anything, I think we're fine. Anakin Skywalker. I figured it was Star Wars. I don't think I knew that Anakin said it. I haven't seen them all. Easier to level some characters trying to get it than look for some random guy that had done that quest 18 years ago. Yeah. Yeah. I'm just going to kind of hope for the best here. Looks like Lich King should be up pretty soon. I wonder which one they're going to finish if I can squeeze in and get credit for it. Maybe not this one. Maybe this one. Worst Star Wars movie. I will spend 3 weeks in Japan. Bad thing is it's going to be so hot. Oh, that sounds fun. I'm sure you're going to have a wonderful trip. I've been going out like before the sun's up and then after the sun's down. So even though it's been sunny and nice and warm, I've been like skipping summer for the last 2 weeks because I've been inside during the middle of the day. Which raid do you think was most neat in Dragonflight? I like the aesthetics of Amirdasil, but I like the fights of Avarice. I think. I mean, I like the fights of all of them, but... Summer is the enemy. Give me fall. Can't stand the heat. It definitely makes it harder for me to walk my dog because there's times where the pavement's just too hot and he gets too hot. It's black fur. So I gotta plan around that. Dream goal in life is to one day be able to go back to Japan. I wonder if I'll ever travel like that. Maybe. Maybe if I change more as a person. Maybe I feel like I'm changing a little bit. Maybe if I keep changing enough, one day I'll wake up and I'll be the kind of person who's ready to plan an international trip and then take it and then also have a nice time and not be horribly stressed the whole time. It's not who I am right now, but maybe it will be one day. 5:30 a.m. dog walking crew unite. One thing I will say for 5 in the morning is that there's not a ton of people outside. Nice and quiet. Are booties an option? I don't know. Even if I could protect his feet from the pavement, his coat would still heat up too fast in the sun. It's easier just to wait until like 8 when it's cooled off a bit. Didn't think I was that kind of person until I did it. Results might vary. That's how I feel about getting up like early to go to yoga. If you told me a year ago that I'd be getting up at like 5 or 5:30 to drive somewhere downtown to go exercise around other people, I would have told you you were nuts. Because I'm not a morning person. I'm like famous for it in my family. Because they're all up and at 'em, go-getter types. And I've always been kind of like the messy one, the lazy one, the disorganized one, with a lot of bedhead who's like playing video games and sleep until 10 in the morning. Heaven forbid. I feel like I don't mind. It's all with love and whatever. But sometimes, like, I think that even though I don't really live like that, and I haven't done so for a long time, I've kind of kept that reputation among my family. So whenever they hear that I was up at like 8 in the morning, they're always like, "What? You? Really?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Don't worry, it's not like I was crazy productive. But everybody in my family is like a very, very disciplined kind of hard worker sort of person, so I've always stuck out a little bit for being more chaotic, we could say. Going to Lisbon for 5 days on the 21st, get back just in time for the actual release of the game. Nice. Triggered my allergies in the trip. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, that's no fun at all. I have a quest to turn in. I wish you could get these appearances from from the vendor. But maybe we'll get lucky here. Offhand seems like such a hard thing to have drop. What if I just decide I don't care? Would that be more fun? I don't know. I gotta give it another day or two. It's gonna get a lot harder to stay motivated, though, after I don't need the echoes anymore. When I'm just... Especially if this character hits 70. I think if this character hits 70 and I don't have the offhand, I'm gonna have to have a real good long think about how important it is to me, because at that point I'm kind of running out of simultaneous objectives to work towards. Been farming for 3 days now for the shield. Holy moly. I'm a bit hungry, which doesn't make any sense because I had 2 toast and 2 eggs for breakfast. It was yummy. I love breakfast. Especially when we have enough time, we'll all sit down and we'll eat, and Moose will cuddle on the couch, and we'll put on like a bit of the Olympics or something and have some coffee, and it's just so nice. Working out will make you hungry. I guess so. Hazel's hungry. And also, I'm gonna die again. Oh. I'm not gonna die. I'm gonna live. There we go. 3 of them on one character. I wish I could give you one. That does kind of give me hope that it'll happen. Let's do this. If you die, you don't make it back. You don't get the memories. Is there, I wonder if there's a benefit to not releasing then if you die and the thing is really close. I wonder if you get the memories if you were a corpse, but you were still in the area. They change it so you don't die and the beam leaves you at 1 HP. Oh, that's what happened. That's a good change. I like that. You keep placing your bag be any class, place a totem anywhere in the world. Oh. Corpse also doesn't give it? Oh, that's a bummer. I know I'm hungry because my brain is like really tired and just like, I like bread. Those are the words that I have available to me right now. Thank you for coming to my to my broadcast. Breaking news from Hazelnutty Games. She likes bread. I too like bread. I am, as I have said, a bread-based being. I am bread-powered. I had some late-night sourdough toast because I was getting ready for bed and it was late and I was like, wait, no, I'm hungry. I can't go to bed yet. I'm hungry. Bread's cool. Bread good. Yeah. I should just feed my starter today and then just like whip a loaf in the bread machine, whether it's going to be perfect or not. Just get it over with. Plus, that'll keep me from napping. Oh, what if I need a nap? I know sleeping twice a day is excessive, but I think it's helping me recover. Not hungry at all, but want a brownie with walnuts. Hazelnutty grains! Yo, I don't think I would ever do like if I was gonna have a product, I don't think it would be a food product because it sounds like so much harder than selling like shirts. More regulations and health and safety and stuff. But if I had some kind of a food product, Hazelnutty Grains is an incredible, incredible name. Time to rebrand. Watching too many Olympics? The phrase whip a loaf gave me the mental image of you pitching dough handball style into your oven. Man, the leap and the wind back and the follow through they do. I watched just like 10 seconds of handball, but it was really impressive. Slam it in there. They're so cool. I don't know how I'd never heard of handball. I don't know where one goes to play handball. I don't know whose idea handball was. I don't know anything about it. I just know apparently it's a thing. It's to play it. It's fun. I have not done the big dig yet. I have not done it yet this week. I could do it in another 12 minutes if I remember. And if I bring my my priest out there. Any beach in Vancouver, good spot to find it. Here in Victoria, people are playing croquet on the lawns. But people are playing pickleball. Pickleball is having a huge moment here.
No time for nostalgia.
To the point that I feel my contrarian kicking in and disliking it for no other reason than it being popular and having a silly name. Those are my only 2 gripes against pickleball, is that it's very popular and it has a funny name. And apparently that's enough for me to be cranky about it. I can't even say that I'm like a tennis purist. I don't play tennis. I'm just being an absolute miserable hipster. Don't get me wrong, I'm not like heckling pickleball players or anything. I have no actual problem with it, but turns into old man yelling at clouds. Yeah, it's having a huge moment in town right now. Where do you find round pickles? What's your take on pickles? I bought a jar of dill pickles recently. I actually have a related pickle story, believe it or not. Very recently, I was in my kitchen. I was trying to make like a tuna melt, and I went to go put pickles in it. And I went to my fridge, and I'm like, "There's no pickles in here." And then I thought, Hazel, you're a grown up. If you want pickles, you have to buy them. They don't just spawn in your fridge. I have never, since I moved in here, bought a jar of pickles. It's been 2 years. And I just expected there to be pickles because, like, fridges always have pickles. They just grow them, I guess? I don't know. It was one of those things that you just never buy, but you always have. So I, like, went to look for them, and I'm like, oh, wait, no, I actually have to buy these first. So anyway, I found a sale. I found a deal because it's me. And I got some pickles. Got a jar of dill pickles with some points. and we were slicing them up to put them in a tuna melt. And anyways, we had an extra pickle that we'd pulled out. So I bit into it to just eat it. And it was a dill pickle, and it had been so long since I've had them that it just, like, shocked my, like, I was so surprised at how, like, sour it was and crunchy and stuff. Like, I had to, like, run around and do little stompy stomps like a child because I just wasn't expecting how intense that pickle was gonna be. I used to really like dill pickles. That was, like, one of the foods that I liked when I was a little kid, but, like, I don't know what happened. It was hard. Buy a pickle jar spawner. Do you know if there's a recruit gun or crossbow? I do not know. Yeah, exactly. That's me with Pickle. My dog was concerned. Memory of stitches. We're level 59. Eat him by the jar at this point.
We overcame this once, and we will once more.
I'm happy. This is a good place to be. Now I wish I had pickles. Alright. Pickle people. What is your preferred particular pickle? Tell me your pickle preferences. Pickled beetroot. Oh. Absolute favorite. Kosher. Gherkin. I like the pickly kind. What are refrigerator pickles? Growing up, the two varieties of pickles that were available were sweet pickles, which were typically sliced into like little discs, and dill pickles, which were typically served in like long spears. Some you can buy with a little chili in them. Specifically the Costco kind, sweet and spicy. Oh wow, you guys got pickle opinions. Bread and butter pickles are fantastic. Pickled onions or cauliflower. I haven't had pickled cauliflower in forever. I actually don't mind it. I like pickled, I like the fresh pickles that you get on banh mi's, like the carrots and the daikon radish and stuff. That's good. And then apparently I like dill pickles, but I think I need to readjust to them because it frightened me. This is scary. There's a lot happening. Also pickled radishes. I've never in my life heard of pickled apples. I'm very intrigued. I am the guy who always asks for extra pickles in my burgers. Alright, fine. I'll make pickled onion tonight. You got me. I don't think there's a bad pickle. I wasn't expecting us to be so pro pickle. I suppose any pickle haters are politely piping. I'm trying to alliterate as much as possible. Are politely keeping their pickle opinions to themselves. Just not a pickle person. There we go. I'm anti-pickle. There, I knew we'd have a few of them. Just not a pickle person. I just like tongue twisters. Here, what are some pickle related tongue twisters? Let's make our pot filter work for its money. Pickle tongue twister. Aside from Peter Piper and his peck of pickled peppers. That is so generic. There must be some better pickle tongue twister than Peter Piper. It's just Peter Piper. I'm bored of Peter Piper. What else do you got? Isn't there a way to like exclude something from a Google result? You just like minus Peter Piper? Does that work? Tongue twister. Claude. The perplexed Piper. Just in case you're really anti-Peter. The perplexed Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers while practicing his piping. I see. How is Miss Kira? Miss Kira, how you doing? She's cuddly. She's sleeping on me right now. How did he pick a pickled pepper anyway? How did he pick a peck of pickled peppers? Just reminds me of Charmed. The Ren Fair I went to, there was the loudest pickle salesperson ever dressed up in medieval garb selling pickles out of a whiskey barrel. Oh man, I'm just imagining them having the time of their lives. Get your pickles. Train for this, still can't remember the Google skills. I think the subtract thing actually worked. I basically never do anything fancy with Google aside from just like search terms, but that did seem to do it. How did he pick pickled peppers when you have to pick and then pickle the peppers? Also, who is buying seashells from Sally by the seashore? Or Susie. Was it Susie or Sally? She sells seashells. By the seashore. Surely somebody who's in dire need of seashells could go select their own seashells by the seashore. Sally seems sus for selling seashells by the seashore. People pay for intact sand dollars. Are they confusing them for legal tender? What are they for? Did y'all ever play Miss Mary Mac? I feel like I might have, but nowadays it's just a Totter Call lyric to me. She's got sickening buttons all down her back. She's selling them at the shore. Not a good location. Yeah, that's true. You're right. Maybe they are in a hurry, don't have time to collect their own. That is true. I am the kind of person that would buy already picked berries from a berry patch, so I get it, I guess.
I remember this one.
Sally should sell seashells in the mall.
No time for nostalgia, champion.
We're level 60.
Are these
That's
echoes
crazy.
a message or merely a response?
About a real lass who sold fossils at the shore. Oh. What do you think the 20th anniversary event will be? It's not terribly long away. I don't know. Historically, they've done time walking raids. Or like boss rushes for landmark anniversaries, so it's not out of the question for them to do that again. I hope they do something new that they've never done before. I hope they take some risks and do something kind of fun and interesting, but I have a feeling they might just play it safe. Gives me a great excuse to buy cake. Owie! Must have had a dot. What if I just wait? We're gonna time this. We're gonna reincarnate, but we're gonna wait until he's at like 5% health. Radiant Echo round 2. Yeah, no. No, thank you. Tongue twisters. What else do we got? 50 tongue twisters to improve pronunciation in English. I could improve my pronunciation in English. Oh yeah, that's right. Betty bought some butter, but she said the butter's bitter. If I put it in my batter, it will make my batter bitter. But a bit of better butter will make my batter better. So it was better Betty bought a bit of better butter. Good for Betty Botter. I like the rhythmic ones like that. What are we at? 16%? Doug. Oh. I forgot I was too busy reading chat. My bad. Let's just release. I'm not even reincarnating. I don't deserve it. I remember Fuzzy Wuzzy. I liked that one as a kid. Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair. Fuzzy Wuzzy wasn't fuzzy, was he?
No time for nostalgia, champion.
No time for nostalgia. Fuzzy Wuzzy has mage. Oh no. We gotta get Fuzzy Wuzzy some medicated shampoo. Help him help a bear out. Post a German one, and then I remember there's rules here. I think a German one would make my brain fracture. I have a really hard time guessing pronunciations in German because I haven't really heard anybody speaking German for very long. And there's some German crossover words to English that would give me an idea, but there's not that many of them compared to something like French or French words I'm not perfect with, but I can guess them like 6 or 7 times out of 10. I feel like I can guess a German word maybe 2 or 3 times out of 10. I'm still dying at Fuzzy Wuzzy and his mange. He's got skin mites. He needs help. This is a tricky one. Multiple words smushed together. Don't forget Molly Wobble the Mawwalker. Molly Wobble the Mistweaver Mawwalker. English steals from everywhere. This is true. Just like my dog. Moosey's a thief. If he's playing at a park and someone else has a toy and they're throwing like a ball, or heaven forbid, like a rope toy or something for their dog, Moosey's gonna get it. Their dog better be real good at catching their ball, because my dog is going to commit larceny. Helpline, thank you for the 17-month resub. My sub run at midstream. Still glad to be here. Thank you very, very much. Why they didn't add every Pandaria toy to the toy vendor? Yeah, I don't know what the criteria was. If it was just like the rare ones or something. Moose Thrift Thief? Yeah, whenever I'll get the toy back, which takes a little bit, but I do get it back. Moose will only really have interest in it if he knows that someone wants it. So like, if you can distract him with a better toy or a better offer, he'll just like abandon the one that he had. And then I'll usually pick it up and I'll bring it back to them and I'll be like, I'm sorry, my dog is a thief. Because I'll tell him to leave it, but that just makes it fun for him. we don't do the park that much because he's a bit of a gremlin. But yeah, dog's balls are in danger. Sometimes there'll be an owner that's just like happy that some dog is interested in it, because then it gets their dog to like run around, or like they'll play with the toy with each other, and that's all fine and good. But there's a lot of dogs that just want to play with their own ball, and then Moose yoinks it, and then the dog just like looks at the owner, looks at Moose like, come on, man. I'm too old for this. Can I have it back? And I have to recover the object. My ball.
I wouldn't call this particular echo radiant.
%67% English. Theoday is crazy. I've never done one. I've done one for my dog. I wanted to know what kind of breeds Moose might have involved in him, but I've never really worried about myself. I have a family history of mortality because all of my ancestors are dead. Signs point to I'm gonna die one day too. We going anywhere in particular? No? Alright. No kidding, mine too. Hazel? Yeah. Not so much, no. And it feels like a topic we should just leave alone. Happy thought? Something like that. I was gonna say, I wonder if my descendants will think about me, and then I was like, hang on a second. What kind of descendants are you talking about? I'm an evolutionary dead end. There are like thousands of years of people having children to produce me who went, nope, never mind. Hard pass. No thank you. With all due respect, I'm good. What's the deal with the Ethereum prison keys? There is a deal. I've been sticking them in my bank because I know that there's Mog that I can get, but I'm real fuzzy on the details. I was gonna WoW head it when the time came. Because I figure WoWhead comments will tell me what they're for. After we did a DNA test, a friend from the USA who was so proud to be parts Irish did one as well, and turns out he had 4% Irish. Hey, it counts. Listen, Moose is a 5% Labrador, and as far as I'm concerned, he's a lab. Counts. What else is he? He's like 1%, oh, it was something big and fluffy. It was like a really cute, big, fluffy kind of dog. Let me look at the screenshot again. I keep it handy. It's in this one. He is 1% Maremma sheepdog, and he's 1% Quichond. Which is not a very large percentage. Just barely, but it's enough. He's 2% Border Collie. He's basically a Border Collie. Pier? No, no pier. Cat is 100% trash goblin as we found him in the trash and have no idea what he is. Signs point to cat. Yeah, I am not planning to produce any human children.
No time for
I'm not planning to produce any other kind of children either, but oh, this came out kind of funny. Someone owns a corgi, walked by our balcony. Aw. Moose and Kira close enough. Yeah. I'm a fur baby kind of person. I am an auntie and that is good enough for me. It's so cute. Little chubby fluff butt. Oh man. I'm scared of Hakar. Hakar bullies me. Dog is a breed medley. Some of the stuff we just have to lie because of Germany. Yeah. Around here, a lot of times, certain breeds will get, like, generalized or renamed to other breeds in shelters because some, even if it's legal to own them, some breeds of dog will have such a stigma around them that if you put that name anywhere near their adoption profile, even if it's, like, a very small part of their mix, that people just won't go near them. We in chat sometimes act like children, if that counts as all. But yeah. Moose is a Shepsky, etc.
I wouldn't call this particular echo radiant.
Everything's a Labrador. That's true. I do have indirect descendants. I'm sure there are branches of my family where there is a lot more family. I'm just not really in contact with a lot of the branches. Talking about Moosey makes me miss Moosey. I know I saw him before stream starts, but I want to give him a hug. Watched the Borderlands movie early today. Sadly, not good. I want to go see another movie in theaters. I have a ticket to use up, but I just keep being busy. But I want to go just to like unwind a little bit, but also I have busy. Watch Deadpool. I was on the fence about it. It is in theaters, and it looks kind of fun. I just, at the risk of sounding dismissive of something that a lot of people like, I don't care about superhero movies. I get real bored. The last one that I genuinely enjoyed was the first Captain America. Deadpool's kind of fun, but like, it's just not really my jam. Is there any new animation movie? Let's see. Poison Pumpkins. I loved the Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans a lot, and then when they remade them, I was like, how dare you? And then they like remade them again. Like, how many of them do we need within my lifetime? What was wrong with Kirsten Dunst and Tobey Maguire? They did great. Andrew Garfield is the best one. I do love Andrew Garfield, but I mainly know him from Tick, Tick, Boom. I think that is the one thing I have seen Andrew Garfield in, was playing Jonathan Larson. There's a dog in Deadpool. All right. As long as the dog's okay, then we're in good shape. But yeah, I'm hard with movies. I don't even know what I want from movies anymore. I don't know what I'm looking for.
Ragnaros threatened to swallow Azeroth.
I like movies that are like unexpectedly funny. Or maybe sometimes it's expected because it's like a comedy, but I watched a rom-com on Netflix. I watched The Big Sick with oh, what's his name? I know his name. Darn it, I forget. It's like a semi-autobiographical one from Kumail Nanjiani. That's right. And it was so good. It was such a good movie. I had to like close my windows because it's definitely not PG. There's like some harsh language in it. Ray Romano was like cursing up a storm, and I was like, okay, we gotta there's children outside. But it was such a good film, and I don't know. Why can't all movies be that good? Dying for a good rom-com. Netflix had it, or at least Canadian Netflix had it. Pretty sure the last movie I watched was The Eras Tour when it came out on Disney+. If all movies were good, they also become boring. I guess so. I love rom-coms where they don't, and this is kind of like silly, I want the side characters and the side plots to be good. I want there to be side characters that are just as funny and engaging, and I don't want all of the pressure of the whole story of the movie to be sitting on the main couple and their romance, because I find that even if it's well done, it plays out really quickly. So I like rom-coms that have a lot of family characters in them, and like humor that is not specifically with just the two people awkwardly falling in love. So Wedding Season was very good. My Big Fat Greek Wedding is one of my favorite movies ever. This one was also good in that way, in that they have like a lot of like funny supporting characters and storyline, and they're not putting the entire weight of the movie on the romance. I hate this thing, and I'm never coming back here. Why am I here? I'm leaving. Absolutely not. We quit.
Ragnaros threatened to swallow Azeroth in flame. No wonder she remembers him.
Recently rewatched Wall-E, and it's still the most beautiful thing ever made.
Brace for battle.
Watched Brokeback Mountain after you recommended it, and it really was awful in a great way. Yeah, I love that movie, but ugly tears every time. Absolutely every time. Big Fat Greek Wedding is just so quotable. Even now and then my partner and I will go, "Why do you want to leave me?" Somebody's like going to the store. Put the Windex on it, yeah. Should I buy now or wait till people get to play 3 days early? Up to you. Doesn't make a huge difference. Whatever feels right. I never watched any of the sequels to Big Fat Greek Wedding, though, because I don't want anything to tarnish how much I love the first movie. And I feel like rom-com sequels are never, ever, ever better than the original. There's very few movies where sequels are. There's a few, but there's not very many movies that the sequel that does the original. But rom-coms are usually just like absolutely off a cliff downhill. Yeah, they kept making more of them. I've also never particularly connected with the fantasy of after you fall in love, you just immediately start making a bunch of babies. So a lot of rom-coms that end up with the couple starting a family is usually they lose me there. So if the second movie is about them and their family, they have gone in a different direction from the story that I was invested in, which is totally fine. Not everything has to be for me. But what are your thoughts on Meet the Parents? I don't know if I've seen it. Hazel's giving me strength seeing her level crabby. We're 64, aren't we? We've been kind of cruising through these last couple levels. I love every sappy Christmas movie rom-com thing. Don't know why, but I love it.
To swallow Azeroth in flame. No wonder she remembers him.
I was on a kick of specifically watching every sappy, romantic, Christmas, LGBTQ movie that I could come across. There's not that many of them. There's a handful of them. Netflix has a few of them. And I went on like a binge of watching as many of them as I could. And some of them are a lot better than others. Not all of them are good movies, but like that was a theme last year, the year before. I wanted to see those movies. Love Actually is my go-to Christmas movie. I watched Love Actually for the first time as an adult, and I was horrified at how all the characters treated each other. I was aghast. I was appalled. Only saw Warbringer's Genie yesterday. Super good. Cars 3 is the best of the Cars films. This is news to me that they made more than one. What happens if you get to 70 without the cloak dropping? And it's time for... Well, the trouble is, if the cloaks don't drop, that's fine. Because I could take that hunter that I made and I could level her in this event. And she has chances to get the cloaks as well. The problem is if the offhand doesn't drop. Then I'm going to have to decide how badly I want it. Because my hunter's not eligible for that offhand. I could level another thing that is eligible for the offhand, but like what, you know? If I was going to level something, I would have leveled it during Remix. This is a movie, not a guide to our relationships. Yeah, but sometimes things are gross enough to make me just not have fun anymore. Like, I can't root for them anymore. I'm just upset. That is a very good point, is that we can't expect everything that a character ever does in a movie to be completely, like, grounded and emotionally healthy and, like, safe and non-toxic, because obviously life isn't like that. Art doesn't need to be like that. You can tell a good story without having everybody behave perfectly, but depending on how the movie approaches behavior, sometimes it can take me out of it too much. Oh, for today, have a wonderful day, Hazel and chat. Right back at you. I feel like a Resto or an Ellie Shaman should be able to loot offhands. Who's eligible? Let me wow-head this. Recruit Sturdy Tome. No, not Diablo. There's somebody asking if anyone's had one drop for a shaman. Got the shield a few times, loot's back on Ellie. Ellie and Resto can loot them. Don't know if it's in the loot pool though. Yeah, maybe I should, although, maybe I should just finish leveling this character, like here. Given how close we are. Through the icons in front, not showing free for offhand. Oh, you're right. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I guess we still have I could finish leveling her to 70 and say that I'm farming for cloaks. Gross. I want a list. I want a list of who it could be for. Anytime there's a socially awkward situation in movies, I look away like a jump scare is about to happen. Yeah. I feel that. I'm also a bit like that with, like, really intense kissing scenes. Especially if I don't feel like the movie earned it. Maybe I'm just, like, way too uptight, but it's hard for me to just sit there and watch people, like, messy kiss for, like, 30 seconds. I'm happy for them. It's great. Good for you. I don't know if I need to look at it though. Like, if the movie earned it, yeah. Like if the romantic tension has built up to the point that that kiss feels like it makes sense. But sometimes they're just like, well, it's time for them to make out now, and then they're just eating each other, and it's just difficult to watch. Yeah. Priest, Warlock, Mage, Monk. What if I should level a Warlock? I could take Gorla out here. Don't like extreme intimacy scenes? Mm-hmm. But we're 65 now, and we've been just cruising through these last couple levels, so I may as well get her to 70 just to have done with it. There's no sense in having a poor lowly 65 on my screen. Lock my level so I can keep doing this? Yeah, it's a good idea. Yeah. When I was a certain age, I would be much more interested in watching a film if I knew there was, or if there was a romance plot or subplot. Like, there was a point in my life where that was like a really big selling point for me, and if the movie didn't have any romance in it at all, I was a little bored. I don't feel that way anymore, but there definitely was a time in my life where that was something I wanted to see in a movie that made a movie fun for me. Asked you way in advance if you're going to lock level to avoid this situation. Yeah, and I said no, and I haven't, and I don't plan to. I just said it was a good idea. I didn't say I was going to do it. Somebody else was saying they did it, and I didn't want to rain on their parade. Oh, hormonal teenager phase of life? Yeah, ding, ding, ding. Oh, hey, I got another shield. Look at that. Are they not concerned about cooties? Dragon Prince, absolute sob fest for the first 3 seasons straight.
I wonder what Azeroth is trying to tell us with these echoes.
Oh, Memories of Hawker. I've never watched Castlevania, no. Duplicates hurt in this.
Remember this one.
Maybe I'll get lucky and I'll get one of the cloaks before we hit 70. I think I'll level Gorla. I think I will level that Eridar Warlock to try for that offhand. It irks me because I really want to be leveling that Hunter. But we have time. We've got 2 weeks. I think that now that I know that it won't drop for Shaman and that I was barking up the wrong tree, I think we can make the offhand happen within what, 3 days? 4 days? Got offhand in level 70 on our Eridar. Happy that I've been reminded of the pickle salesman from the Renaissance Fair. What a good time. Did I ever tell you about I'm sure I have, my main Renaissance Fair experience? I went a couple times, and the first time I went, I was so anxious because I hadn't been out much, just in general my life up to that point, but also I was really anxious, and I was kind of fighting panic just being outside and in public, and it was pretty busy and it was pretty loud and there was a lot going on, and I was like quite high strung and like not having a good time. And a cookie vendor calls out to me and picks me out and offers me a free cookie. Maybe because I looked upset. I don't know. Maybe he's just trying to sell his cookies. Anyway, nice man offers me a free cookie. And I cry. I burst into tears because I was so stressed at the attention of being singled out and spoken to by a cookie vendor that I just wept. I was so anxious. I also used to avoid Costco or like route around the samples vendors because I did not want them to offer me samples because it would freak me out for like no reason. I was a real bundle of nerves. I still am, but I don't think I would cry. I think I would take the cookie. And I'll go, thank you. I think I did take the cookie. I didn't want to be rude. I don't remember if I ate it or not. I wasn't really in a cookie kind of mood. Life hacks, say allergic, walk past them. I don't think I'd be comfortable lying about allergies. It just, like, I know that no one will ever find out. It doesn't matter. It's kind of like a victimless crime. It would just make me feel really weird. Not that it's a crime at all. It's just, it would just weird me out. Are run fairs where they convince you to eat food with your bare hands? Ren fairs are where you go when you've had a lifelong urge to eat food with your bare hands and you finally get to go be amongst your people. Also a great place to pick up a bottle of mead. I love any kind of fair where there's artisans that handcraft things and sell them at booths. I like those a lot. I'm a real sucker for a farmer's market where people have made like mugs and like woven things and carved things. The Portland Saturday market used to be awesome. I mean, I'm sure it's still good, but I used to love the Portland Saturday market. Accuse the vendor being a fae. Never take food from a fae.
It's fascinating how strongly Azeroth remembers these
Saturday market's still
events.
there. I always used to love there'd be people doing live music. There'd be like drums and didgeridoos and guitars and a third shield. Just all kinds of people performing, just around. I don't even think all of them were engaged by the fair. I think some of them were just there to hang out, vibe. How is your new hunter coming along? She's still level 9. I've been otherwise occupied for a few days, but I'm still excited about her. After this character hits 70, and we're 66, so we're getting there. After this character gets to 70, I want to level a warlock to try to get an offhand appearance from this, and then it's hunter time. But I want to get the offhand lockdown before I do anything else, because the hunter can't get it. Saturday market's so fun. Haven't been for years. We have lovely farmers markets and crafters markets here too. I just don't get out to very many of them. I really need to stop making excuses and just start living my life. Warlock never appealed to me until I made Neradar Warlock. I love the fantasy of your pet generating their own name. I love having a named pet that has a name that's going to be different than at least most of the Warlock pets that you meet. Maybe not all of them. You do sometimes meet dupe names, but like, it's going to be fairly unique. You didn't come up with it, but that one's yours. It's like getting chosen by something. It's cool. One near me turned very touristy, fortunately. I mean, I'm also a sucker for gift shops, so I don't even know if that would get me. I don't know what it is. I'm sure tourist locations love me because I am the person to go buy a t-shirt out of a gift shop. Apparently. Yeah, you can have them regenerated. I used to spend a lot of gold doing that, but I've since discovered that if I re-roll the name until I get one that I like, first of all, I'll never actually like it. I'll always be wondering if I could get a better one, but then you re-roll it, you can't go back. You know, so then you get a worse one, you're like, no. And then secondly, I just need to let the ones that they give me first grow on me. Nothing will feel as special to me as the first one that it came with. Also, nothing will ever be as good as my Voidwalker from Hardcore Classic. I had Helgrave, Helgrave. Magical. Outside of me living in the middle of German Narnia, there's just nothing touristy here. A handmade leather satchel from the Renfrew that has buckles. Oh. Helgrave is such an edgelord name. It was perfect. Okay, I gotta get ready. I gotta wrap up here. Let's go back to Dalaran. I'm going to pull... I'm level 67, but I will finish leveling this character. It'll take like another rotation or so. Maybe off stream. I'm going to pull my currency to Inksy and see if I have enough to clean out the vendor and get the rest of the regular appearances. You would not believe the glee when I summoned him and saw his name. There's a cat right here. My succubus is Damila. Imp is Gherkin. Oh, Gherkin's amazing. You can't tell me that's not 100% on the money. Holy smokes. Alright, Dalaran. Yeah, I'm gonna be a priest. Gnome priest. This character right here. Transfer. So we have 116,000. And then let me refresh my count here. Of 102,000 needed to obtain the remaining things, so we can officially fill out the rest of our collection here. Planning stages of a trip, minimizing the time spent in touristy areas. Sweatpants, bomber jackets, overpriced shoes. Yeah, that sounds like it slaps. I would. I would wear every piece of that. Hi, kitty. How you doing? Well. I swear she has a meow that means thank you. Like she'll be at her food or water being like, hey, fix this. And I'll like clean it and I'll fill it. And then she's like, meow, and then she'll like go into eating, but I swear she has a meow that means thanks. Cheers. Keep it real. Alright. So what we want to do is we just want to buy everything that has a X, a can I mog indicator, which are all the pieces that have yet to drop for us. Did pretty well in pants. The dagger. Another dagger. These might not be different. I should be cautious of that. Shield. The club is collected. Oh, yeah, collected but not from this item. Gotcha. So we may eventually need to go back and fill out a few extra item IDs, but I'll worry about that later. I will have leftover stuff. Needs more flannel. Got another 3 because the old ones died. Still have one of them. What if extra flannel lines dog bed? Sister sent me a picture of the dragon selling ice cream that kept telling the pickle guy nobody wanted his pickles. What a great time. Man, nothing like Ren Fair inter-vendor drama. These people see each other far too often. International Cat Day. Warband bang. And then I pull these things out because I don't want this in my warband. Oh, it's interesting. It didn't, Oh, it's still refundable. I'm just going to log off and let those time out. I'm not confirming for each one. Surely everyone just gets along. Please, for once in life. I'm sure some people get along very well. Other people will be strong personalities that may conflict with other strong personalities through no fault of anybody in particular. Sometimes people just don't get along. Yeah, hopefully Ren Fair drama doesn't involve swords and crossbows. We are finished for today. I'll be back tomorrow. Maybe we can bully this game into dropping an offhand for my warlock baby. Appreciate you guys and your company. Thank you for being here, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day.